Reverse Planet, a virtual reality game, has taken the world by storm and sits at the top of the global rankings. Players shower it with positive feedback on themes like spatial portals, supernatural abilities, and alien invasions. The young man Baek Gui-hun was also drawn into this game. Coaxed by his best friend, Young Dae-un, he ended up completely imprisoned in that world, a world where Reverse Planet had become reality. Inside the Transcendent project, which aimed to create a unique artificial superhuman, thousands of people were thrown into an insane biological research experiment to modify their bodies. After countless experiments, Specimen 62, Baek Gui-hun, was the only survivor. Watching those around him die one by one, Gui-hun resolved never to forgive the people who made him this way. If this was reality, he had to survive to get his revenge. The plan was set in motion when the warning alarms blared endlessly. All the innocent captives, holding on to the determination to escape hell, ran for their lives. He shared that thought. If they just ran, the light would welcome them. But reality is always cruel, and their path was blocked. The villain standing in the way of their new door was the laboratory's security chief. With the face of a demon, he spouted madness, shattering their last ray of hope. His oppressive aura put everyone on high alert. At that moment, their strong will to live and the solidarity of the people awakened. However, the security chief continuously threw insults at them. Every foolish act comes with a price, and his end was a body covered in countless scars. He paid with his life, his agonizing screams echoing through the halls. But in exchange, many innocent people fell in that battle. Only Gui-hun was left. The one left behind suffers the most. In just a few days, he had to accept countless tragic partings. Now, only emptiness remained in Gui-hun's eyes. The echoing souls of his friends became an obsession in his mind. The urge for revenge etched deeper into his heart. After escaping the lab, 1, 2, 3 years passed, a long time spent avenging those he loved. His hurried footsteps carried immense determination. Gui-hun killed and killed, becoming completely cold-blooded. He honed decisive, powerful techniques. Baek Gui-hun was no longer the weak boy who needed protection. But the cycle continued. It was an endless loop of revenge. His body grew exhausted, and life became meaningless. Just when he thought everything was coming to an end, a system panel suddenly appeared. It was probably his only surprise in years. It offered a special quest: eliminate the Transcendent project, with the reward being a chance to return to his original world. After a brutal battle, the floor was reduced to chaos. A demon-like figure collapsed, trembling and questioning. After all this, why did it end up like this? I was supposed to be enjoying glory right now. The general manager of the Transcendent project, bearing a nasty wound across his face, screamed. Why, Specimen 81 Yangjun, hunched over, shivering, and sneered. Don't tell me you actually don't know. The general manager slapped his hand away and yelled, Shut up, Specimen 81, I have no words for trash like you. He looked at the young man with a darkened face standing before him and gritted his teeth, calling out, Baek Gui-hun. The young man, bearing a long scar on his cheek and a weary expression, was Specimen 62 of the Transcendent project, the so-called superhuman, Baek Gui-hun. He didn't look much better. The general manager, his neck gripped by Gui-hun's hand, turned pale but continued to ramble. You are the one who broke all mortal limits, reaching an extraordinary realm, a true superhuman. You are the most perfect masterpiece created by the Transcendent project. Whatever you want, whatever you desire, I will give it to you. You are completely different from those fools. Baek Gui-hun coldly raised his hand, rejecting him. I don't need it. The general manager still wouldn't let go. Wait. Aside from that, you fool, do you think killing me will end everything? The corporate alliance will never forgive anyone who bears their fangs at them. Not just you, but your family, relatives, and colleagues will all suffer the same fate. As soon as the words left his mouth, a blinding flash of light appeared, cutting everything in half. The general manager's story ended right there. Yangjun hastily raised his knife to block the foul slime splattering towards him, exclaiming, Whoa! Blood splashed all over me. I still had things I wanted to interrogate him about. But you finished him off immediately. Where are you looking? The status panel instantly displayed, Special Quest Bug Fix completed. All special quests finished. The promised reward will be distributed. Do you wish to return to your original world? Guihun looked at the light, thinking, I'm finally out of here. I just need to press this. But, at that moment, a black aura emanated from beneath his feet. Someone's voice echoed in his ears. Guihun, where are you going? Have you forgotten about us? What about the others? Please, kill them all. Get our revenge. Demand a blood debt, the most cruel revenge. His hands were already stained with blood. No. I'm so tired. This is more than enough, isn't it? My absence won't change anything now. Besides, this might be my first and only chance. Suddenly, Yangjun patted Guihun's shoulder. Guihun turned to look at him and spoke. I'm going to return to my old world now. Yangjun asked in confusion. What old world? What nonsense are you spouting again? You've been here from the start. Guihun pressed the button. A blue light shone as he left a message. Please pass on my words to the others. I'm sorry. Shifting to the modern world, Guihun gasped and opened his eyes in bed. He sat up abruptly, panting, and asked himself, is this my room? Am I really back? How much time has passed? Flustered, he turned on his phone screen and muttered, it's the exact day I got sucked into the game. So time didn't pass at all over there. His scars and bulging muscles had vanished, as if it had all been a dream. The image of his long hair and pitch-black eyes from the game flashed in his mind. Not only that, but he remembered fighting off massive brutes alone, wielding his axe fearlessly in fierce combat. He remembered Dayun almost collapsing but begging, save me, I don't want to die. And the general manager's curse, not just you but your family, relatives, and colleagues will all suffer. Guihun immediately clutched his head, returning to the reality of his bedroom, whispering, it can't be a dream. The sensations and memories are too real to call it a dream. 10 years in that other world was definitely real. Suddenly, his phone vibrated with an incoming call from Jung Daeun. He picked it up, hesitant. Jung Daeun, that name sounds so familiar. As soon as Guihun answered, the person on the other end yelled, nearly deafening him. Baek Guihun. Why haven't you contacted me at all? Don't tell me you forgot our plans. Guihun asked blankly. Plans? She quickly reminded him. Yes, we have plans to meet tonight. I'll send you the location. Get over there right now. Then Daeun hung up, leaving him completely confused. Wait. He stared at the screen and muttered. I remember this voice. She's my closest friend from school, and the one who convinced me to play Reverse Planet. Don't tell me she knows something and is scheming against me. According to my memory, it's highly unlikely, but I should meet her first and figure it out. Shifting to a small restaurant at the end of the street, Guihun tiredly pushed the door open. A voice called out. Over here, Daeun! Wearing a pink hat, waved enthusiastically. Baek Guihun. It's been so long, this is our first time hanging out since the semester ended. Want a drink? He approached slowly, sat down, and declined. No, I'll pass today. Guihun couldn't help but feel anxious. If I get drunk right now, I don't know what I might do. She asked, puzzled. That's weird. So we're just getting food. Soon, fragrant cuts of meat were grilling on the pan. Daeun sighed, looking disappointed. Seriously, have you tried playing it yet? You said you only reached the tutorial. Guihun looked up and replied. I just created a character and watched the intro, he thought to himself. And then I got sucked into it entirely. Her jaw dropped in shock. What, the intro? What the heck? Baek Guihun. That basically means you haven't played at all. Her words made him lose his composure. Haven't played. He clenched his fists, silently cursing. Come to think of it, who was the one that made me struggle in hell for 10 years, if not for you? Daeun gently swirled her glass, pouting. I was really looking forward to it. You know, you said you'd be a regular on my stream. You used to be a Coliseum ranker. If you just show off half your skills, my channel will blow up immediately. Guihun looked at her complaining and felt confused. Streamer. Ah, I think she mentioned she was doing game streaming. No wonder she kept begging me to join her. He softly said. I never promised that. Daeun immediately retorted. You said you'd appear on stream at least once. He sighed, thinking, well, at least this is giving me some sense of returning to reality. Not long after, his veiny hands were expertly moving a computer mouse. He typed like a god, searching for information. Planet Earth is the developer of Reverse Planet, headquartered in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, USA. After a while, he leaned back and exhaled. Enough. Going to their headquarters won't solve anything. If I tell them their game pulled me into another world, they'll think I'm crazy. And if they really are involved, it's even more dangerous. What if they silence me? What the hell am I doing? Escaping that hell is good enough. Why am I digging into this? Forget everything over there. This is the real world. A few days later, someone threw an arm around Gui-hun's shoulder, chatting endlessly as they walked. Gui-hun was trying his best to live a normal life by returning to school. As he focused on taking notes, he muttered, "I see, this really is my major." Suddenly, a human skeleton embraced him from behind, whispering, "But have you really returned? Is this your reality?" Gui-hun's face turned ashen. He instantly spun around. However, behind him were only students quietly studying. Something started to warp as the entire room was bathed in red, and that enchanting voice echoed endlessly, "Take revenge on them. Cleanse your grievances with a tragic vengeance. This is not where you belong." Unable to bear it, Gui-hun shouted and ran straight outside. The people around him were completely baffled. "What's wrong with him?" Out in the hallway, Gui-hun leaned against the wall, clutching his violently beating chest. A blood-red hand touched his shoulder again. "Baek Gui-hun, are you okay?" Gui-hun swiftly grabbed the arm and yanked his friend forward, causing the guy's eyes to widen in shock. Out of instinct, Gui-hun gripped the hilt of a pitch-black dagger, unleashing a sharp slash right at his friend's face, but his friend's voice pulled him back to reality, leaving his fist hovering in midair. "What are you doing?" Startled, he quickly pulled his arm back. "I'm sorry." The guy looked at Gui-hun's trembling hands and muttered, "The others were saying you've been acting really weird lately." Outside at a park, Gui-hun slowly opened a soda can. He kept his head down, only to see a strange entity calling his name. "Gui-hun." He felt surrounded by countless invisible figures. "Go back." "Gui-hun. Have you forgotten us? Go back." Gui-hun kept pleading. "Stop it, please, leave me alone." Just then, Daeun smiled and called out to him. Seeing his dazed expression, she asked in concern, "You look a bit tired. Are you okay?" Sweating profusely, he denied it. "No, nothing's wrong." Daeun hesitated. If you say so. But if anything happens, you can always talk to me. I'll help you." Gui-hun looked up and frowned instantly. "Who are you calling me?" Saying that, Daeun turned to leave. "I'll get going then?" He nodded. "Yeah." It was then that Gui-hun realized he was the one dragging these wandering souls around with him. Soon, he arrived at a simulation pod and muttered, "Assuming all of this is a calling." He stepped in slowly. "All right, at this rate, living in this world is no different from being over there." Gui-hun lay down inside, telling himself he had to go back. This time, he would put a definitive end to everything. "Welcome to Reverse Planet." Gui-hun looked around curiously. "This is the experiment waiting room. Have I entered the game world since I crossed over from that other world? I should never return to the lab." But why couldn't I return to that world immediately after finally making up my mind to go back to that hell? Are there other conditions I need to meet? While he was pondering, the system panel appeared. Confirm character appearance. Without overthinking, Gui-hun decided to just proceed with the tutorial for now. I might be able to return to that world once it ends. First, I need to check the settings. In the other world, he fought perfectly well without combat assistance. The system announced that stats and combat assistance were set to 0%, proceeding with initial ability setup. Please select your core element ability. Abilities can be reset at any time. An ability map appeared to explain. The ability system of Reverse Planet was designed to enhance a character by first selecting a core element, then strengthening it with various sub-elements. This entire structure is called a build. The number of elements is so vast that in professional leagues, there are dedicated build crafters who dedicate themselves entirely to researching builds. Among them, the one that earned Gui-hun the title of Superhuman was. He selected something from the system screen. Right after, the intercom blared. "Specimen 48. It's been a week since you awakened during the last experiment." Hearing that, Gui-hun recalled the agony the players had to endure. So, the game skips the process before awakening. I doubt anyone would actually want to experience that in a game anyway. The intercom ordered him, "Then begin the next experiment immediately. Step inside." What awaited him inside left Gui-hun stunned. It was an Ethel, a killing machine created to stop the rampaging awakened subjects of the Transcendent project. and the very reason countless test subjects lost their lives. The system issued the task tutorial quest 1: defeat the Ethel. Fight the Ethel using your awakened abilities. Guihun scoffed slightly. An older model, huh? Despite his words, unpleasant memories suddenly surfaced. Guihun, save me. They had all been wiped out by this massive machine. After sending his friend off, it had turned its bloodshot eyes toward Guihun. And right now, it charged blindly at him again. He cracked his knuckles, muttering, "It's exactly the same as back then. These researchers always do the most disgusting things." The Ethel threw a devastating punch, but Guihun gracefully dodged it. It didn't stop, its cold eyes glaring as it attacked again. Its arms moved alternately in a flurry of rapid punches. Guihun was too used to this. He easily closed the distance without taking a single hit. He lightly touched it, analyzing. The final models were tough because they could use abilities. He then smashed it to pieces, shouting mockingly, "This is just the first model." Metal fragments scattered across the floor. Its body was completely shattered. After the battle ended, the intercom announced, "Experiment completed. Specimen 48. You are extraordinary. At this level, your abilities are incomparable to normal test subjects." At the same time, the main system notified tutorial quest 1: defeat the Ethel, completed. Just as he was about to move to the next plan, alarms rang out. "Good. Let's begin the next experiment." What's going on, intruders? It's the government bastards. How did you trash get in here?" After the desperate screams, everything descended into chaos. "This is a message to all the victims unjustly imprisoned in this facility. Please, use all your strength and get out immediately." Guihun found the voice familiar. The system seized the moment. Tutorial quest 2. Escape the laboratory, escape the facility, and get outside. Explosions spread, and the ceiling nearly collapsed. "I need to get out of here first." Cracks widened, showing clear signs of collapse. Guihun ran endlessly but couldn't seem to find an exit. He wondered, how many explosions has it been? Amidst his confusion, a nearby sound caught his attention. The hallway was completely ruined. An agent bearing the insignia of the Interdimensional Management Bureau, not an enemy, was there. Even on the verge of death, the man forced himself to speak. "You are a victim. The fact that you made it here means you intend to escape, right? Fortunately, I can help you with that. Feel free to take whatever you want, and take this, too. Once you're outside, send a signal with this, and the Bureau will come pick you up." With those words, the man's life faded away. "He's dead." Guihun looked around, trying to grasp the situation. While he was deep in thought, a monster suddenly appeared. Right. This is a game. That must just be a cutscene necessary for progression. After a moment, he picked up an iron axe, but as soon as he grabbed it, demonic hands clung to him, making him uncomfortable. What is this filthy feeling? A few minutes earlier, a broadcast had started elsewhere. "I can't believe I'm playing Reverse Planet, the most popular game in the country. My hipster pride is weeping." This was Kang So-yoon, a professional game streamer. The chat exploded. "At least she knows she's a hipster. You picked this popular game yourself. Why is she acting like this when playing the nation's best game? I really don't get it. Did someone force you to play Reverse Planet as a penalty?" So-yoon yelled in frustration. "This isn't a penalty I chose. You guys chose it. But a promise is a promise. And I, Kang So-yoon, am a woman who never breaks her promises to her viewers." The chat shifted to anticipation. "Look at her changing the subject. This is going to be controversial. The hipster bugs in Reverse Planet can finally rest in peace. Let's play." Before entering the game, she adjusted the main settings. No need to change the character's appearance. Right, as for my ability, I'll pick something cool like fire. And finally, the combat assistance percentage is... The system displayed, character appearance saved. Ability settings saved. Combat assistance 50%. Combat assistance is a system that aids in all combat processes, including posture adjustment, movement support, and skill usage regulation. The higher the percentage, the more support you receive. Just as she was about to confirm, the chat objected. "It has to be 0%. Clear the tutorial without assistance." "Are you scared, mommy? I don't need training wheels when I grow up." Seeing the comments, So-yoon also felt doubtful. "Clear the tutorial without assistance." Is that even possible from what I know? The percentage of players worldwide who play without assistance is practically 0%. My skills have been sharpened by hipster games, so I'm pretty confident in my mechanics. But they say playing without assistance is like trying to control a newly sprouted third arm, right? Right. This is probably a bad idea. She then switched to a sweet, pleading tone. Guys, as much as I want to, playing without assistance is just... But a loyal fan gave her motivation. Mission clear the tutorial without assistance. Reward 500,001. Seeing the money, her eyes lit up, and she agreed immediately. It's something a streamer must try at least once. The chat laughed helplessly. How can she refuse that much money? She changed her mind the second the mission popped up. Flips faster than a pancake. The ghost of capitalism. Overjoyed, Soyun jumped up. I'll play without assistance until I clear the tutorial, but just a few minutes later, her spirit plummeted. Are you guys sure about this? Right from the start, she was crushed by an ethel in 2 minutes. Soyun clenched her fists, trembling with rage. I mean, they just throw you into a battle without explaining anything, and it's an ambush too. Thinking of how she got trashed, the chat burst into laughter. Admittedly, that part is really unfair. Fighting an ethel without assistance and only using a core element is really hard. That mission was designed for you to fail anyway. Soyun quickly regained her spirit and pushed forward. Something popped up. Anyway, I farmed a radio and a weapon. So now I just need to escape. Right? A system panel appeared before her. Tutorial quest 2, escape the laboratory. Auto-matching initiated. Searching for a 4-player party. Soyun was so surprised she gasped. A party? She quickly asked her fans. If I clear this with party members, it still counts. Right. The chat mocked her as if criticizing her lack of skill. So you're just going to get carried for free? The bus is always welcoming passengers. You wouldn't say that if you knew how tutorial matchmaking works. You can't always find a match. Soyun realized something was wrong. What do you mean I can't find a match? Reverse Planet is a popular game. There should be plenty of players. The system promptly slapped her in the face. Matchmaking failed. Initiating cross-party matching. Expanding search scope. Expanded search includes matching with groups already in progress. A viewer explained. See, told you. But why isn't it working? Matchmaking only groups people with the exact same combat assistance percentage. What kind of lunatic clears the tutorial with 0% assistance? Reading this, Soyun was horrified. Wait a minute, does that mean any party member I match with also has 0% assistance? The viewers laughed hysterically. Exactly. A 0 assistance party. So you won't get carried. You have to be the one carrying. I'll donate if you clear it with a 0 assistance party. A feeling of helplessness washed over Soyun. Maybe I should just cancel this mission. Just as she was about to give up, the system chimed in, matchmaking successful. She hastily tried to hit cancel, but it was too late. Joining the ongoing tutorial quest, escape the laboratory. She helplessly accepted her fate. I'm totally screwed. And so, Soyun was thrust into the quest in tears, but the sight before her made her jaw drop. She looked around, speechless. Guys, this isn't a joke. The chat exploded. What is this? Wait. Seriously, is this really a 0 assistance party? This is insane. Is this a pro player on an alt account? No pro can do this in the tutorial without assistance. The ethels were smashed into heaps of scrap metal, and above all, he took down this many ethels without assistance or guns. A perfect carry. All right, I'm going to go find this person. In another corner, machine oil dripped from the blade of a knife. Guihun was the one who had annihilated most of the giant robots. As if sensing something, he shot a vigilant glance backward. Soyun peeked out and called softly, "Excuse me." Before she could say another word, a blade stopped right in front of her face. The person who was just here, very quickly. Guihun realized Soyun was not an enemy. She was so terrified she couldn't speak. Stammering. After realizing it, she quickly hid behind a wall, screaming. "Save me!" Guihun retracted his knife. "Not an enemy. Sorry, my mistake." Assessing the situation, Soyun quickly realized, wait, the blood-stained test subject outfit. It's him. Guihun didn't say a word and started to walk away. "I'm leaving." She grabbed his arm to stop him. Huh, hey. I think we were matched in the same party. So, is it okay if I tag along? My name is Kang So-yoon, I'm a streamer. And I'm currently live. Would you mind being on stream? Privacy mode is on. So, your face will be hidden. Why did he suddenly stop? Is he mad? From a distance, a group of people charged in. It's an escaped specimen, kill him. No need to take him alive. A hail of silver bullets immediately rained down. So-yoon crouched in a corner, holding her head, groaning. Why is the tutorial difficulty so high? She glanced at Gui-hun and asked, Mr. Bus Driver, are you okay? The bullets flew past, but not a single one touched him. Gui-hun waited for an opening and hurled his axe with tremendous speed. The guards hit by the attack couldn't get back up. Seeing this, So-yoon grew even more anxious. The viewers were left with their jaws dropped. What the hell is that? He's using a chain sickle. So-yoon hid behind a pile of scrap metal and asked her fans, I don't know much about Reverse Planet, but is this considered top tier? The chat was equally baffled. How can he use a weapon like that without assistance? Yeah, exactly. It's actually insane. What the hell am I watching right now? So-yoon asked the experienced players. Does anyone know what kind of ability he's using? His eyes suddenly turned white. The fans were clueless, but amazed by Gui-hun. Judging by how he uses the chain sickle. Is it wind? If it was wind, it would be more obvious. Telekinesis looks similar. Don't know what it is. But I'd get destroyed if I met someone like that in PvP. Among them, one fan recognized the only core element that enhances physical stats while changing eye color. Ah, absolute entity. She nervously repeated. Absolute entity. She was curious. Isn't that the trash ability that prevents you from using other skills? I thought everyone said to avoid it. The chat threw their hands up. That's why we don't understand it either. Your eyes turn completely white if you use it. Literally turns you into an absolute entity. The physical buff might be useful in a battle without stat scaling. Based on theory, she silently formed an answer. Using skills is definitely very difficult in an unscaled battle. So, maybe it's worth giving up everything and dumping all points into physical stats. But he's probably still level 1. How can he move like that? On the battlefield, Gui-hun wrapped the chains around the enemies, making her even more curious. Who is this guy? When the chain was yanked back, plasma splattered from their bodies. In the blink of an eye, Gui-hun had wiped them clean. His dark eyes reflected off the red scythe. The dark entities swirling around him were still unsatisfied. Gui-hun, be more violent on your path of revenge. I'm still not satisfied. At that same moment, a guard had been hiding behind the wall, the barrel of his gun aimed directly at Gui-hun. Seeing this, So-yoon quickly jumped out, shouting, Watch out! She slid forward, firing a barrage of bullets to successfully distract and protect him. The guard was terrified by the shots, flailing wildly. Right after, So-yoon slid down and fired upward, catching him off guard. Damn it! With a single shot, she successfully pierced his brain. After the deed was done, So-yoon struck a pose, sending the chat into a frenzy. Look at her trying to look cool. At least she's a pretty good shot. You need to be good at shooters to play like her. You guys act like she did everything. She just got the last hit. Kill stealer. But she temporarily ignored them and looked at Gui-hun. So-yoon raised her gun with a bright smile. I was helpful, right? Suddenly, a small spark of joy crept into his mind. The peaceful scene before the funeral made him feel warm. Seeing him remain silent, So-yoon tried calling out, Mr. Carrie, you're not mad, right? Of course, I know it's all thanks to you. I just wanted to help a little. Gui-hun replied gently. No. His eyes softened. You helped. The chat blew up again. He's even nice. He's defending a kill stealer. Amazing. We can't see his face because of privacy settings, but I bet he's handsome too. His voice sounds nice. Right, I know it's modulated, but still. So-yoon jumped for joy. Really, then, can I keep following you through this tutorial? I'll help as much as I can. Gui-hun didn't want to refuse. Sure. After walking for a while, So-yoon spoke up. Mr. Carrie? He introduced himself. Call me Bake Gui-hun. She stammered slightly. Yes. Gui-hun. Is that his real name? It probably isn't censored. Knowing his name, So-yoon got to the main point. If it's not too much trouble to ask, did you choose absolute entity as your first core element? He confirmed without hesitation. That's right. The chat started buzzing again. He really did it. We need to reevaluate the potential of absolute entity. Reevaluate my ass. It's still useless. He's right. Do you think normal people can do what he just did? She wanted to know more. How can you dodge bullets without using skills? Have you played any other games? Guihun shook his head. No other games. Suddenly, he stopped abruptly, causing Soyun to panic. What's wrong? Relying on his senses, Guihun warned. There are two ethels about 20 meters ahead. She repeated in confusion. 20 meters? Soyun secretly admired him. He doesn't even have a detection skill. Yet he can pinpoint how far the enemies are and how many there are. Yeah. Guihun walked forward nonchalantly without hesitation. But it's no big deal. Let's keep moving. After walking another 20 meters, they indeed encountered them. No way. He was actually right. Guihun calmly told his story while the two ethels charged. Back then, I guess I really liked playing Colosseum. Huh? She turned pale with worry and urged him, wait, watch out. Guihun swiftly dodged their first attack. He landed a straight kick right in its face. After dismantling the first one, he continued, the time when I was truly addicted to the game. He pulled back and threw a punch, simultaneously introducing himself. I was a ranker there. Guihun's iron fists were something no ethel could withstand. The viewers watched in delight, insane. He took down an ethel just like that. Remember guys, this has 0 stat scaling. So, this is what a Colosseum ranker looks like. A Colosseum ranker makes sense. Only Soyun remained confused. Is being a Colosseum ranker that big of a deal? The chat started explaining objectively. She doesn't even know what that means. Damn hipster. To be honest, I don't know either. Is it that important? I don't know what people think nowadays, but in the past, Colosseum rankers used to get pro team offers. Yeah. Butler, the pro gamer, used to be a ranker too. She quickly recognized the famous name. Butler. Yeah. Isn't Butler the best player in the Reverse Planet Pro League? Two fans in the chat were quite curious. Do you think he ever faced Butler when he was a ranker? I wonder what would happen if our carry and Butler fought, while Soyun was looking into it. Guihun finished cleaning up. Let's keep going. She stuttered helplessly. Yes. Before long, they reached the final tutorial quest. There, Jinwoo was waiting for them. You managed to make it all the way here. I bet you didn't know this place would become your grave. He was the security chief of the laboratory. The tutorial boss, Jinwoo, confident in his strength, sneered. Don't worry. You'll join your comrades soon. At this moment, Guihun realized, security chief. So everything up until now was just a tutorial. Suddenly, he saw something terrifying in the depths of his eyes, the vengeful ghosts that always clung to him. They called out to him with chilling voices. I see him. Hurry up and kill him. Kill him. Don't waste time. Jinwoo charged forward. Don't even think about leaving this place alive. Seeing this, Soyun quickly crouched and took aim. Unfortunately for her, the bullets had no effect against the shield. I thought particle barriers were only for awakened individuals. The chat burst into laughter. The security chief is obviously an awakened individual. He's still a boss. He's gotta have at least that much. It's annoying seeing her try to shoot her way out of everything. The ghostly voices pulled at him. Seeing Guihun at a disadvantage, Soyun backed away. I'll provide covering fire from here. The fans were face-palming at her. Look at her calling for the carry right away. She reacts fast. She's fully prepared to get carried. He dodged the attacks gracefully. Right. This is just a game. But if this can satisfy everyone even a little bit, with just a swift, precise sweeping kick, Guihun shattered the barrier. Jinwoo was sent flying 800 miles away by the force, creating a massive explosion. Soyun froze at the sight. While the fans were thrilled, he didn't even shoot anything. How did the particle barrier shatter? A bug Jinwoo emerged from the rubble with a body made of steel. You despicable scum! The chat went wild. Iron Man came to play. What's up with his skill? Is that his ability? Yeah. Iron Man is his skill. Jinwoo gathered momentum fiercely. I'll tear you apart. The fans watched the situation in shock. The ground is caving in. Whoa. I bet he weighs at least a ton with that skill. You'd die if that guy hit you. Right, his first punch caused the ground to sink deep, but it missed Guihun. Not stopping there, Jinwoo continued his assault. How long do you think you can dodge? His hands were replaced by sharp drills. He unleashed a flurry of punches, continuously destroying everything in his path. Guihun dodged all of them. Guihun clenched his fists, preparing to counterattack. The fans were in an uproar. Just one hit from that and it's lethal, but he's dodging everything even with stat scaling. I couldn't dodge his attacks. Give him covering fire. Are you kidding me? Guihun threw his very first punch, and Jinwoo couldn't withstand it. He was knocked back, slumping to the ground and clutching his face in pain. The ghostly hands reached out again. Don't deactivate your Iron Man skill? Guihun judged coldly. You can't die that easily. Those people planted the thought into his mind. Kill him. Tear him apart like what happened to us, maybe even more brutally. Jinwoo was terrified, unable to comprehend what was happening. How could a test specimen be this strong? Guihun cracked his knuckles, looking at him with the eyes of a wild beast. This is all thanks to you. Soyun stood on the sidelines, witnessing the whole thing. Completely speechless. Immediately after, the system popped up. You have defeated the laboratory security chief. She grimaced, unable to understand. What are we even watching right now? The chat echoed her helplessness. Insane. That's our carry. You guys have to remember he's not using any scaling buffs. It looks like he's beaten people up before. Maybe we shouldn't talk too much. She licked her lips playfully. Anyway, we beat the tutorial boss, so now we just have to get out of here. Right, the helpless chat replied. I guess so. You just got carried. Why is someone this strong even here? Soyun called out to Guihun to end this. Let's go. Guihun. He walked away calmly, leaving Jinwoo's possessed body behind. Yeah, let's go. Once outside, Soyun stretched in delight. We finally escaped. The system continuously announced tutorial escape the laboratory. Completed. Level up. You have received 1 skill point. Soyun turned and asked curiously about his next goal. Guihun, are you planning to continue with the main quest today? He shook his head, wanting to rest. No, I think I'll stop here for today. Taking the opportunity. She asked him a favor. Then could you wait a moment? I have something for you. Guihun agreed. All right. Soyun was overjoyed and admired him. Thanks to you, we cleared an unscaled tutorial. The chat acted up again, so shameless. She has to be in the top 100 for streamers getting the hardest carries. But it was fun to watch anyway. I just joined the stream. Is it over already? Finally. She said goodbye to them. Today's stream was so much fun. See you all tomorrow. After turning off the screen, Soyun thanked him for waiting. Guihun wanted to get straight to the point. It's fine. What did you want? Soyun was embarrassed and hesitated a bit before inviting him. Could you frequently join my streams? Guihun was slightly surprised. Your streams? Soyun quickly offered more incentives to persuade him. I mostly play the main quests of Reverse Planet, and occasionally PvP. Feeling like she was losing him, she resorted to a charm offensive. I'll make sure the stream fits your schedule, and I'll pay you a handsome appearance fee too. Guihun bowed his head, declining. I'm sorry. Soyun gave up. All right. His expression says it all. Since she couldn't convince him, Soyun tried a different approach. Can I add you as a friend to this? He agreed. Sure. After that, she bowed to him and left. Playing with you was really fun. I hope you enjoy the game. The system displayed the usual notification Kang Soyun has logged out. Guihun stood in a daze. The tutorial is over. But why didn't I return to the other world? Meanwhile, a keyboard warrior was working tirelessly. Baek Guihun still didn't know that the Reverse Planet community shared a common reason why an unscaled, gunless run was proof of a hacker. I'll tell you why he's a hacker. The future is determined by today's gameplay. An anonymous viewer 62 donated $3,000. How does it feel to return to the real world? Morning arrived at the South Korean branch of the VR game company, Planet Earth. They were facing an unprecedented event in their operating history, all because of one player's actions in-game. On the screen, a fight scene was playing out. Oh my god, even watching it again, it's unbelievable. He didn't use any assist tools, equipped no weapons, yet took down the guard captain so easily, Park Ji-hoon said. The online community is unanimously claiming this is cheating. Players are constantly sending internal messages, pressuring the company to provide an official explanation. Are you absolutely sure this isn't a hack? Ji-hoon nodded. Absolutely sure. I ran a full check on all data from the moment this character was created. There are absolutely no traces of external interference or program modification anywhere. Furthermore, we've dealt with countless types of hackers before. Wall hackers, invisible hackers. But this is the first time I've seen movements like this. This is a style of character control that even the most sophisticated hack couldn't simulate. Jihoon shook his head. If it's not cheating, then this player is an absolute maniac. Park Sung chimed in. However, there is still a minuscule probability that this is a completely new type of hack we haven't detected yet. Jihoon nodded. That's right. Regardless, we must conduct a thorough investigation. Guihoon sat across from Young Daeun as he spoke. So you're saying the online community is in an uproar because of me? Daeun was excited. Exactly. Right now. Everything is total chaos. This incident even started a no assistance challenge trend among female gamers. The Reverse Planet community's top post is the No Assistance and No Guns Challenge Insane Difficulty. If you don't have assistance, do the abilities not activate at all since everyone failed? They're completely blaming it on hacking. Do you know how shocked I was when I first saw that video? Guihun continued. But how did you recognize me? I was wearing a mask when I streamed. Plus, there's a personal information protection mechanism. Daeun replied. You revealed your own name. Besides, I've watched you fight before, even though I know you're really good. Reaching this level makes outsiders think you're using a hack. There's no one in the pro scene who fights barehanded like you do. Even lately, pro gamers who try to hide their identities get exposed just because of their distinct combat habits. A video was posted. Our channel found this rookie's alt account. Seeing him tap the floor twice with his front foot before using a movement ability. It's definitely him, Guihun replied nonchalantly. Oh. Quite observant, Daeun continued. It's a good thing you agreed. Otherwise that streamer would have been heavily criticized by the community. He was confused. What does she have to do with me that shouldn't matter to people furiously debating over hacks? She replied. At first they only targeted you. But soon they'll shift the blame and attack the person who invited you on stream. He nodded. Is that so? Suddenly, Soyoon's face appeared on his phone screen. A reply message popped up. Message from Baek Guihun. I will participate. Soyoon clumsily typed back. Okay. Her face was filled with excitement. Great, on Kang Soyoon's bright screen. She checked the viewer count. With this insanely hot topic, the viewer count is definitely going to skyrocket. Hey, everyone, get ready for a huge surprise, because this is the first time in the history of Reverse Planet. The screen lit up, announcing the live broadcast to address the hacking allegations. Hello everyone, regarding the person currently drawing the most attention over hacking suspicions. Mr. Baek Guihun. The explanation stream will officially begin in 4 days. Guihun, dressed in a pristine white outfit, heard a voice call out. Guihun, Soyoon ran over. You must have been under a lot of pressure lately. It's stressful. Right, I'm sorry for making things turn out like this. He shook his head. It's fine. I didn't really mind. But, Miss Soyoon, did you not suspect me at all? She answered awkwardly. Ah, well, I saw it with my own eyes that day. So the evidence people brought up felt baseless. Besides, the look in your eyes back then was like a crazed murderer, so I didn't dare think about it. She laughed sheepishly. Just an intuition. Guihun looked blank. Intuition. I see. Soyoon opened her hands. If you're ready, let's begin. Guihun replied. Yes. Soyoon smiled brightly. Hello everyone, you've waited a long time. Haven't you? Comments flooded in, finally starting. Explain. I've been waiting forever. Is this a channel selling hacking software? Hacker. Get out. Gotta order fried chicken to watch this properly. If it's a real hack, what's there to explain? I'm staying neutral and waiting for the final result. Soyoon was thrilled. We just started and there are already 10,000 viewers. It's super hot. It seems a lot of people are really interested in this debate. That's why I personally invited Mr. Guihun back here. He spoke in a deep voice. Hello? I am Baek Guihun. Comments appeared. This crazy hacker. Look how thick-skinned he is. What's fun about hacking a game for fame? What's the reaction in the chat? What if it's not a hack? Those who still believe it's a hack need to be careful not to get brainwashed. We should stay neutral until there's an official result. So is it a hack or not? So-yoon got angry. Guys, please be polite in the comments. If you cross the line, I'll lock the chat. She turned to Gui-hun. Before we proceed with the verification, what does Mr. Gui-hun think about this recent controversy? He hesitated. I just feel it's pointless for such a trivial matter to become such a massive debate. Comments erupted. A trivial matter that shook the entire Reverse Planet community, and he dares to call it trivial. Truly an arena top ranker, hacking and still bragging. So-yoon looked at the screen. Admittedly, calling it a trivial matter might be a bit of an exaggeration. A comment asked, "So how exactly are we going to explain this?" She replied, "That's a great question. Today, we've invited a special guest to conduct the verification live." A person suddenly appeared before their eyes. "Ah. He's here." Jaehoon spoke up. "Hello, I am Park Jaehoon, the head of Operations Team 1 for Planet Earth Korea." Comments appeared. "Who's that? Whoa, they even invited a GM. Maybe it really isn't a hack. What is this? The real deal, not an impersonator. He has the GM title above his head. Only official headquarters staff are allowed to have that. Crazy. Then it's probably not a hack. What are the people who called him a hacker going to do now?" Gui-hun thought to himself. The head of operations, it's highly likely they know exactly what's going on. Once the verification is over, I have to ask him and get to the bottom of this. So-yoon bowed. "Thank you for coming. I am streamer Kang So-yoon." He also bowed. "I am Baek Gui-hun." Jaehoon was polite. "It is a pleasure to meet you." "So this person is Baek Gui-hun. He doesn't look like anything special on the outside. Then I will guide you two to the location for the verification." Suddenly, the three of them were teleported to another location. So-yoon was curious. "This is," Jaehoon explained. "This is a personal training room where you can practice using abilities or hone your combat skills. As announced, we will observe several different combat rounds and then verify if there is any interference from external programs." Gui-hun pondered. "This space never existed in the other world I knew." Jaehoon asked, "Do you agree to this procedure?" Gui-hun nodded. "Yes, I fully agree." After speaking, Jaehoon looked to the side. "In that case?" A foot clad in pristine white armor slowly stepped out. It was an Ethel, emerging with an incredibly intimidating presence. Comments appeared. "Is that the intermediate version of the Ethel training robot? No assistance, and only choosing the first core element. Can he really defeat a mid-level training robot? I don't know much about Reverse Planet. Is that robot strong? It's leaps and bounds stronger than the first version that appeared in the tutorial." Gui-hun's pupils turned pitch black. "We will begin with the intermediate training robot." Suddenly, a dark aura emanated from his body. "Gui-hun, I'm starting to get scared. Avenge us," Jaehoon continued. "In short, it's like this. From now on, destroy it." The ground seemed to shake violently. Gui-hun, who was standing beside him, vanished instantly. Jaehoon winced and raised his arms to shield himself. "Kill each other?" Dirt and debris flew everywhere, hitting Jaehoon. "Destroy each other." Jaehoon tried to use his tablet to block it. Comments appeared. "Is he using his bare hands to smash a mid-level Ethel right now? That robot doesn't even take damage from a hammer, but... wow. Am I the only one who feels terrified right now?" Gui-hun was currently ripping the wires out of the Ethel's head. Insane. A message popped up on the screen. "No interference from external programs detected." Gui-hun's face darkened. "This absolutely cannot be a hack." Gui-hun slowly stepped down from the Ethel's back. He said calmly to Jaehoon, "It's done." Jaehoon was flustered. "Ah. Yes. We did not detect any cheating programs during this battle. But the verification window was a bit too short. Could you fight in the manner we specify?" Gui-hun nodded. "Understood. This must be to verify if I am using a macro or cheat program. Cheat programs control the character via scripts, so they can't adapt to specific fighting styles on the fly. By predetermining the win condition and fighting exactly that way, you can prove it's not a hack." Jaehoon continued. "Thank you. Then this time, please decapitate 3 mid-level training robots using the chain scythe." He nodded. "Understood." Jaehoon's face looked grim. What on earth? This must be incredibly inconvenient. 3 Ethels stepped out simultaneously before his eyes. They are charging at Gui-hun, and I don't think I'll be collecting heads. In the blink of an eye, the battle unfolded with blinding speed. Gui-hun, holding the chain scythe, landed in a stance and immediately launched himself. Leaving his position, the long chain was masterfully controlled by Guihun. Slashing into the ethels, his irises turned pitch black, exuding a terrifying coldness. In mere moments, Guihun easily dispatched the 3 ethels. Soyun was ecstatic. I knew it. I've never seen anything like that before. Everyone. Look at the chain scythe moving as if it's a living creature. Comments appeared. What did I just watch? The chains are completely ruined. Maybe the thing that's ruined isn't the weapon, but the human himself. Exactly. The chain scythe is usually used to attack nearby opponents. Jihoon looked slightly awkward. We have gathered enough data for verification, but, as an administrator of this game, purely out of curiosity, could he defeat an advanced training robot using only a core element? It might be mean of me, but for the final test. The door suddenly slid open and an advanced ethel stepped out. Its eyes glowed a menacing red. The ethel marched out majestically. Comments appeared. Huh? He actually brought that out. That's going too far. Cold-blooded admin. If he wins, he might be recognized as an officially certified superhuman by the national board. The ethel stared him down. We will proceed with verification using the advanced training robot. The latest model of the advanced training robot. Guihun's dark eyes slightly faltered. He could clearly see the ethel before him, that had slaughtered countless humans. Suddenly, its face darkened into a sinister smile. Guihun gritted his teeth in anger, his gaze piercing. The ethel unexpectedly lunged forward with blinding speed, its arm thrust out, grazing Guihun's cheek and drawing blood. The ethel clenched its fists, preparing to strike. It charged in, launching a relentless barrage of punches at Guihun. Every single punch was aimed dead center. Guihun planted his feet firmly. As expected. This one's on a completely different level than the mid-tier ones. If I get hit even once, I'm going down. Moreover, breaking his train of thought, Guihun countered with a punch to the ethel's stomach. His hand trembled. Its tough exterior is on another level. My attacks are barely scratching it. The ethel was mostly unaffected and coldly retaliated. Guihun ducked. In that case, I'll just keep attacking continuously until its parts break down. Jihoon and Soyun stood on the sidelines, watching in awe. Comments appeared. I have to say, this is absolute madness. How is this possible? Now I'm the one who's scared. One hit would be enough to send him to the grave, but he hasn't taken a single hit. Jihoon thought to himself, I never expected him to actually go toe-to-toe with an advanced robot using only one core element. Even though he seemed at a disadvantage at first, he's now gaining the upper hand. Jihoon's fingers moved across his tablet. Watching any further is pointless. Suddenly, the ethel standing in front of Guihun vanished. He announced loudly, we have gathered enough data for this verification, so I have removed the training robot. Guihun nodded. Understood. No wonder. Soyun smiled and asked, so, what are the verification results? Jihoon explained, we confirm that no external programs have interfered. In other words, he did not use any hacks. Comments appeared. So it really wasn't a hack. Why, even the admin confirmed it. You guys who accused him from the start. Where are you now? Breaking news, the post accusing him of hacking has been deleted. Soyun was thrilled. See, I told you he didn't use hacks. Yet, you guys still doubted him. Comments appeared. No one's doubting him anymore. How are you guys going to refute the admin's statement with your delusional theories now? Even the trolls are retreating for real. Soyun looks even more hyped than before. I've seen people considered to have hacked physiques before, but he is a true monster with a hacked physique. Soyun laughed. Hacked physique, I like the sound of that, everyone. Remember this well. Guihun doesn't use hacks. He's just so talented that he makes everyone think he's hacking. Since the verification is done, could you two share your thoughts? Guihun looked slightly uncomfortable. Thank you. You've worked hard. Jihoon smiled sheepishly. My pleasure. The viewer count was astronomical. That's it for today's stream. See you all next time. Comments appeared. He's thinking about milking this for content. Seriously, I just got here. I thought this stream was just to clear his name, but it turned into a legend. Bye, Soyun spoke up. Thank you for agreeing to appear on today's broadcast. Jihoon bowed. No. I should be thanking you for accepting my request for verification. Especially you, Mr. Guihun. He shook his head. It's nothing. Jihoon's face looked a bit grim. He says it's nothing. How strange. Well then. I'll be going. Suddenly, Guihun cut him off. Wait. He looked straight at the GM. I have something I want to ask. Jihoon was surprised. What is it? Guihun's face remained questioning. Are there any bugs in the game, for example? A situation where a player can't log out because of a bug, Jihoon explained. I've never heard of anything like that. If such a bug existed, Reverse Planet wouldn't be a global game anymore. Guihun fell silent. I suppose so. I understand. Jihoon quickly disappeared. Then I'm really leaving now. The surroundings fell quiet again. Finally done. Guihun, you did a great job today. Ah, right. I'll calculate the stream revenue later. I'll contact you again next time. He replied. I don't need an appearance fee, but fine. Let me know when you need me. Soyun looked blank. It'd be a waste to just let him go like this. A golden goose walking content creator right in front of me. Guihun asked softly. Did you want to say something? Soyun thought to herself. No. I can't just ask him to stream again right now. I only got him to appear today to clear his name. I guess I'll have to give up. Then I'll contact you next time I got less than I expected. Disappointing. A message popped up from Young Daeun. The stream is over. Right, come to the combat prep room immediately. Daeun was ecstatic. How was it? The broadcast was totally fine. Right. The community's reaction is explosive, it's blowing up like crazy. Guihun replied. I don't think I'm suited for that kind of thing. He watched the chat logs. Playing games while talking isn't my style. She hesitated. Really? Then imagine this, what if you didn't have to pay attention to the chat, and just played? That would be fine, right, I'll set everything up for you. Just try it once, and decide. He thought to himself. No. It's just that I don't want to be on camera. Daeun pressed a button. A matchmaking orb appeared above her head. Let's do a few matches. Guihun was confused. So that's why you called me to the prep room. Soyun nodded. Of course. Were you planning to leave without trying Reverse Planet's multiplayer modes? That hurts my feelings. He hesitated. No, I thought it wasn't for me. So I had no intention of trying it. Going back to the other world doesn't seem appropriate right now anyway. She stared at him. It is the heart of Reverse Planet. Don't judge it just by the tutorial. Guihun thought to himself. Right. The story mode is almost identical to the other world. But I've never tried this before. There must be something different here, he said casually. All right, I'll give it a try. Daeun smiled. Great. Let me explain. The first mode is duels. Basically, a 1 versus 1 match against another person. There are 2 formats: solo 1 versus 1 and duo 2 versus 2. Best 2 out of 3 wins. Next is obstacle, which has 4 modes: domination, escort, capture the flag, and annihilation. You pick one of those 4 modes and fight 5 versus 5 in a fixed team composition. And what we're doing today is survival. 100 players are scattered across various zones. Gather equipment by farming, and prepare for battle. The last person or team standing wins this deathmatch. Since this is your first time, let's play in squad mode. And for this, you need an optimal equipment loadout. I'll recommend one. Guihun shook his head. No need. I already know what loadout is good. The equipment that made me a superhuman in the other world. I'll record while you prep to log in. Daeun paid attention. Good. I'm prepping right now. Our spawn point has to be the military base. That's a given. The military base, one of the battlegrounds in survival mode. A place with a lot of high-tier loot, heavily contested by high-level players, making it unsuitable for beginners. Ah, do you mind if I record your session? I want to upload it to YouTube. Please agree, okay. Guihun looked blank. Step aside. Okay. Calm down. Why is she so excited? Daeun's finger hit the start button. All right. Logging in now. The system announced select spawn point zone 1, military base. Time until match starts 60 seconds. Daeun put a hand to her forehead. Let's meet again alive. Comrade. Guihun was currently standing behind a man. The man gritted his teeth. There's someone on the 3rd floor. There's nothing here. Guihun's arm silently reached out from behind. I need to move somewhere else. Over on Daeun's side. Her phone started ringing. A message popped up. Baek Guihun eliminated Lucky Day. She was surprised. It just started and he already got a kill. A hacked physique really hits different. Messages continuously popped up. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated. High Rise Bo. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated. Lel Jun Baek Gui-hoon eliminated. Chicken East Love. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated. Kim Hwa-un Baek Gui-hoon eliminated. Wee Dien Baek Gui-hoon eliminated. Bi Jeonju So-yoon. Watching the feed. Was shocked. Huh. She was terrified. What the hell is Gui-hoon doing? A man was electrocuted, crying out in immense pain. A notification popped up. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Slim Monster, he thought to himself. It seems I can't sense any other players nearby anymore. Was this guy the only survivor around here? I didn't expect to run into 4 people at once like that. Since I'm done farming, I should probably head out. A voice message from Daeun popped up. Baek Gui-hoon, help me. There are too many people here. I'm surrounded. He was surprised. Young Daeun. Gui-hoon's fingers moved across the screen. The opposite zone is pretty far. Her location appeared. I'm on my way. Which part of the building are you in? Daeun replied. The roof of the 3rd floor. But the fighting on the floor below is intense. It seems like people are constantly fighting. Be careful. Gui-hoon started sprinting. Okay. As he charged forward, 2 men appeared in front of him. Hey! What? The man wearing glasses panicked. What was that? How is he so fast? The guy next to him was terrified. Hey, get ready. Let me hold them off. Gui-hoon's hands swiftly and nimbly drew the knife from his waist. Here is the rewritten and translated text in English, with corrected spelling and grammar. Character names have been cross-referenced with the standard English translation of Superhuman Game Broadcast. And all notes/parentheticals have been removed to ensure a smooth narrative flow. He charged forward and easily took down an enemy with blinding speed. The man with glasses panicked as his teammate was eliminated. Wait, what the? The system announced Baek Gui-hoon eliminated. Roar of the Tiger. The man with glasses grew furious. A physical combat build with attack speed gear. He summoned power from the ground and shouted, Die! Gui-hoon quickly leaped into the air, his pitch-black eyes staring down coldly. The man looked up in shock. You idiot! Gui-hoon landed without hesitation, his blade already stained with blood. The system announced Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Baby T-Rex. A blue light appeared on the back of the man lying on the ground. The system announced Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Chesty. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated B Chicken. Gui-hoon stood in front of the door. I'm in front of the building, young Nyeon replied. Really, I'll come help. His hand gripped the doorknob. No need, just stay there. Gui-hoon paused slightly, staring at the doorknob for a moment. A dark aura surrounded him. There are about 5 of them. Gui-hoon threw the door open. A man hiding behind it smiled sinisterly, secretly holding a knife behind his back. Die! Gui-hoon's hand shot out, tightly gripping the man's wrist. The man's eyes widened as he looked up at his trapped arm. Gui-hoon drove his fist into the man's stomach. A notification popped up. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Slime Monster, he thought to himself. That takes care of him. I should probably move a little faster. In the blink of an eye, Gui-hoon dashed up the stairs. Notifications flooded the screen. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Haza. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Big Parents. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Freem Snack. Baek Gui-hoon eliminated Dente. Watching the system board, Nayeon was shocked. What again? Baek Gui-hoon is completely dominating everyone else. Suddenly, her eyes sharpened, and she swung her sword fiercely behind her. When did you? Gui-hoon casually dodged it, startling her. Oh my god, you scared me. I didn't even know you were standing right next to me. At this rate, you're going to get 14 kills all by yourself. Gui-hoon frowned. Did I even need to come here? Nayeon laughed sheepishly. Did you take care of all the enemies in this building? He looked at her weapon and asked. What is that? Nayeon awkwardly waved it around. All right, I won't lose. Let me handle the rest of the game. Gui-hoon sighed. Yeah. Sure. The system announced, game over. Duo survival mode. Result rank 1/50. Baek Gui-hoon 25 kills, 7 assists, 0 deaths. Young Nayeon 7 kills, 15 assists, 0 deaths. Notifications continuously popped up. Nayeon was amazed. Unbelievable, we won 10 matches in 1 session. That's enough for today. I can't play anymore. Gui-hoon nodded. Yeah. Nayeon was determined. He's obviously just a normal college student. But my friend is a living weapon. I have to get him on camera no matter what. Can you wait 2 days before starting your main quest? I'll bring a detailed streaming proposal. Guihun replied. I already told you I have no interest, and it's not like I was planning to do the main quest right away anyway. She pressed on. Just listen to me, I'll prepare everything perfectly. See you later. After Neon left, Guihun looked down, deep in thought. So even PvP didn't give me the evidence I needed. Meanwhile, in a spacious apartment under the quiet night sky, Kang So-yoon was happily scrolling through her phone on her bed. Reverse Planet Community. General Chat reasons why I think Hack needs to go pro. General Chat, something I seriously realized while watching today's verification stream. General Chat, anyone complaining about high-level combat robots. Come in here. General Chat, try to break the defense line. General Chat, but Kang So-yoon is pretty cute. Isn't she? So-yoon rolled around excitedly. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. 100,000 viewers. Will I ever see that number again in my streaming career? If only I could keep streaming with Guihun. I should have held on to him a little longer. She recalled Guihun politely declining. Sorry, but I have no interest in being on camera. So-yoon thought. Maybe I wasn't assertive enough. No. He was too stubborn from the start. I should at least send him his appearance fee. I wonder how much it'll be. Suddenly, her eyes widened in shock. Huh? What is this? The next day at a cafe, Guihun spoke up. Why did you suddenly call me out here? He looked surprised at the computer screen. What is this? Neon laughed loudly. What do you think I stayed up all night making this presentation to convince you today? Guihun looked blank. This is the quality of the thing you lost sleep over, Neon continued. You said as long as the chat doesn't interfere with your gameplay, it's fine. Right, if you don't have to pay attention to the chat and just play, you'd be okay with it. Guihun replied. I never said I was okay with it. She went on. By the way, what do you think of an observational reality format? He was confused. Observational reality. It's a type of variety show where guests in the studio watch someone else's recorded footage, you play the game, and I'll be the one reacting and interacting with the chat. If the two of us aren't enough, we can invite a professional commentator. I'll split the profits 60-40 with you. Deal. Sounds like a steal. Right, Guihun remained expressionless. I already told you I'm not interested. Neon insisted. Wait, I guess you don't realize how much money streams can make. No, actually, didn't you go settle things with So-yoon today? Guihun picked up his phone. Ah, right, I got an email this morning. I rushed out to meet you, so I didn't check it. He tapped the screen. Message from Kang So-yoon. Hello Guihun. This is streamer Kang So-yoon. As promised, I'm sending you your commission from the other day, 6 million won. Please reply with your bank account information. P.S. There was a pretty funny donation message. I'll send that to you too. Neon was shocked. 6 million won and you still don't want to be on camera. Guihun pondered over the donation message. Suddenly, his eyes locked onto the screen. Anonymous viewer. 62. Hello Guihun. Great to see you again. How does it feel to return to reality? There's a special quest prepared just for you. I will be watching your streams from now on. Guihun thought. They know I came from the other world. And that username is clearly aimed at me. Test specimen number 62. He slammed his hand on the table and stood up. Who is it? You know I've returned. He turned to Neon. Can you trace the information of a donor? Neon was startled. Why are you suddenly asking that? Impossible. The terms of service don't allow it. You can't directly message them either. You can only interact with them through a live stream. Guihun stared intently. I'll do it. She was surprised. Huh? Guihun said coldly. I'll do the live stream. Neon laughed loudly. Really, you can't take back your words. The cafe grew quiet, but the community boards exploded. Notification breaking news. Nuclear Hack makes his appearance on a private broadcast on August 2, 2041 at 7 p.m. The game Hack secret livestream will premiere. Guests, Nuclear Hack, Cha Seong-jon, Jung Nyeon. A golden Friday evening. A time to relax. Self-proclaimed hardcore gamers gathered in front of their monitors, with one heart and mind. Reverse Planet Community. Please, abide by community guidelines. 5 minutes left. I heard Cha is a commentator for the top tournaments. Is he good? What happens if Hack doesn't show up? I've already rewatched the VOD 5 times. Who is Jung Nyeon? She's a streamer who's supposedly friends with Hack. Is anyone else waiting with their fried chicken ready? I'll start first. LOL. Waiting for Hack's broadcast. 5 minutes before the game started. Inside the Reverse Planet broadcast studio. Neon started getting nervous. It's about to start. I'm so nervous. Cha Seongjun, the professional commentator, replied excitedly. Don't worry too much. We prepared thoroughly, so there shouldn't be any problems. Cha Seongjun, a pro commentator for Reverse Planet, thought. Even though I was incredibly nervous when I first got the offer, I never thought anyone other than Soyun could get Hack to appear. Neon smiled. As soon as I said I was Guihun's friend, he agreed to appear immediately. Suddenly, the live screen lit up. It's time for the live broadcast. Cha cleared his throat. Yes. Neon started. Hello everyone, I'm Young Nayeon. Cha Seongjun sat up straight. It's an honor to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Cha Seongjun. Comments flooded in. It's live finally. What's this? Where is Nuclear Hack? Bring him out. Bring him out. Neon said excitedly. It seems many of you are confused because Hack isn't on screen right from the start. But let me tell you, it's too early to be disappointed. Guihun appeared on the screen. Hack is in the game. Comments, it's Hack. Whoever said this was a scam, get out. Look at him spinning that knife, so cool. I'm actually really nervous right now. Privacy protection mode is on. Neon explained. As you can see, Hack's gameplay will be presented in an observational reality show format. We will provide our reactions and commentary as we watch him play. I'm sure you've all been very curious about how Hack plays Reverse Planet. She smiled. Shall we begin? A message popped up from Neon. Go ahead. Guihun decisively pressed the radio button. It's starting. The voice on the other end spoke. A message from the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau. We are rescuing survivors so they can safely escape the forest and join us. The system announced main quest: join the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau. Evade the guards hunting for escaped test specimens and join the Bureau outside the forest. Guihun thought. Just like last time in that world, I was busy running away. He paused his train of thought. This time, he tensed up, took a deep breath, and shouted loudly. 2 players in the distance were drawn by the shout. They turned, ready for battle. They charged toward him. There he is, surround him from 3 sides. Guihun quickly reached behind him and pulled out his chain. His eyes turned a fierce pitch black. All of you! He swung his arm, unleashing an attack that instantly eliminated several of them. We'll die! The others continuously fired their guns at him, but he masterfully controlled the chain, eventually wrapping it around a gun. A scream rang out alongside a massive explosion in the forest. They rushed forward with swords. Die! The chain whipped around, binding them tightly together, driven by tremendous force. Guihun mercilessly slammed the 2 men into the ground. Their heads spun as blood spilled from their mouths. Without hesitation, he leaped down onto them. His dark eyes glared. He's over here, you insects. Don't let him get away. Guihun closed his eyes behind his mask. Feeling slightly exhausted, Neon's jaw dropped. This isn't the stealthy escape route I know. Cha Seongjun added. This is the first time I've seen a playstyle like this in all my time commentating. Gathering enemies without any regard for strategy. Comments Hack's very existence is a strategy. If you're too lazy to look for them, make the enemies come to you. That's common sense. Right, I'm reconsidering my assumption that he only defeats enemies he bumps into. I thought he went crazy when he started screaming. I was doing something else and had to switch tabs because I got jump scared. LOL. The system popped up. My Lovka donated 50,000 won. Isn't Absolute Entity too OP? What kind of skill has no cooldown? Neon asked. What do you think about the opinion that Absolute Entity is too overpowered? Cha Seongjun replied. I can confidently say that it isn't. Most skills have their own cooldowns. That's why Hack's build, which utilizes core elements without cooldowns, might look like a cheat, but since Absolute Entity only amplifies physical capabilities, it doesn't improve combat intelligence or weapon proficiency. And Hack is playing without any stat scaling. Right. To put it somewhat extremely, it means that if Hack had the physical stats, he could fight like this in real life. Absolute Entity only works like this because Hack is the one using it. Guihun's pitch-black eyes remained focused as more people appeared. Shouting, surround him! He stood amidst the defeated guards. Kim Cheon, captain of the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau. We are from the Bureau. Drop your weapons and surrender peacefully. The Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau was a government agency dedicated to subjugating invasive entities that pass through spatial portals. They primarily trapped and neutralized dangerous entities inside reverse worlds, where dimensions merged. Gui-hun raised his hands. Director Kim Cheon. No. I guess he's still a captain right now. I didn't expect to see him here. Kim Cheon was slightly startled. Those clothes. You're a victim who escaped from the lab. I apologize for the rudeness. Everyone, stand back, Gui-hun replied. It's fine. Kim Cheon continued. But that radio, an agent inside the lab gave it to me. He sighed. He must be dead. Gui-hun thought to himself. Captain Kim Cheon is still the same kind-hearted person as he was in the other world. Kim Cheon said. Then please remain with the Bureau until your identity is verified. Gui-hun nodded. All right. The captain replied. Thank you for your cooperation. Let me show you the way. The system announced main quest join the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau. Completed. You leveled up. You received 1 stat point. At sunset. At the Bureau headquarters. Gui-hun sat in a room. Is this the Bureau's consulting room? I didn't expect to end up here. After escaping the lab in that other world, I took on corporate requests to amass money for my revenge. The requests included assassination and kidnapping, but the biggest part was fighting monsters and clearing reverse worlds. Corporations would recklessly clear reverse worlds for loot, and when they deemed the loot worthless, they dumped the cleanup on me. Getting involved with the Bureau was inevitable. Sometimes we cooperated, but there were many times we clashed and pointed our swords at each other. Suddenly, a voice interrupted his thoughts. Hello, Mr. Baek Gui-hun. I am Lee Sujin, an agent from Team 1 of the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau, comments Sujin. Her beauty has to be top 3 in Reverse Planet. Gui-hun was slightly reserved. Lee Sujin. A pleasure. She pulled up a chair. You've been through a lot to get here. Sujin continued. You now have 2 choices, Mr. Gui-hun. First, live as a civilian under the protection of the Bureau. In this case, the use of your powers is strictly prohibited. Second, become an agent of the Bureau. Of course, in the second case, you won't act as an official agent immediately. You will receive proper training and will be deployed once we assess that you are ready. Gui-hun's face darkened. In the other world, I even killed Bureau agents. And now I'm going to be their colleague. Lee Sujin's cheeks flushed slightly. So, will you choose to be a civilian or an agent? He clasped his hands together. I will. The viewers angrily commented, don't pause the broadcast here. He thought, if I choose civilian, I'll just end up taking corporate missions like in the other world. I'm not going down that path again. I will become an agent of the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau, Sujin excitedly said. You thought right, it will be a huge help if you join us. Mr. Gui-hun. Corporations have been constantly recruiting awakened individuals lately. So we're short on personnel. I'm not just saying this because I'm a Bureau agent, but many people regret signing with those corporations. Those companies are still in the early stages of training, so their experience and skills in nurturing awakened individuals are practically zero. In contrast, the Bureau has a long history and abundant experience. Of course, the corporate pay is better, but it comes with immense danger, Gui-hun thought. In the other world, many awakened individuals lost their lives doing corporate missions. Some places even carelessly refused to pay, and I had to slice their bellies open to get my money. Because of that, I was exposed as an unregistered awakened and tracked by the Bureau for a while. Come to think of it, that's when I met Director Kim Cheon. Sujin continued. Then I will request the technical team to register you as an awakened. Mr. Gui-hun. And here is your official work phone. He held the phone and asked. So, what do I do now? She explained. As I said, you will first train as a cadet. Once your skills are verified, you'll be promoted, and then your team will be decided. Sujin emphasized. It would be great if we ended up on the same team. Gui-hun stood up and replied. Honestly, I hope so too. In the other world, I owed Sujin a debt of gratitude, even though we clashed quite a bit later on, Sujin said. This is dedicated to the innocent victims imprisoned in the research facility. He thought. It was thanks to Lee Sujin leading the raid on the research institute that my colleagues and I were able to survive. She shook his hand. I look forward to working with you. Junior. Gui-hun replied. I look forward to your guidance. Senior. Naeon was surprised. Wait a minute, guys. Isn't this a bit weird? NPCs don't usually talk like this. Do they? I asked if you could change routes midway, and Sujin just says, civilian or agent, which do you choose? Neon got frustrated. Hey, the Sujin I met wasn't like this, Cha Seongjeon trembled. No way. Could this be full dive AI reaction comments? Is RP really this top tier they can even do this? What is full dive AI reaction? Cha Seongjeon explained. Full dive AI reaction is a type of NPC AI that can fully respond to all situations and requests. Unlike regular NPCs, they can communicate like real humans. It's a technology that consumes massive resources. Experts thought it was impossible to integrate into an online game. Neon added, maybe they completely solved the resource issue. He replied, no. If they had, they would have heavily advertised it. Perhaps this technology is only activated when special conditions are met. And maybe that minimum condition is playing without assistance from the very beginning, the only difference between hack and other users. The system displayed combat assistance stat at 0%. Neon laughed sheepishly. Guihun, you really? The community boards are going to explode no matter what happens. Cha Seongjeon nodded. Yes. I probably won't be able to sleep waiting to see how Planet Earth officially announces this. Those interested in the game's lore will be incredibly excited. They might even invite major figures as guests. The story mode ends here for today, right? Neon replied. Yes. Please look forward to the next episode. Now we will transition to PvP content. Comments don't stop here. How am I supposed to wait until the next broadcast? Meanwhile, Guihun was in the combat prep room. Has anonymous viewer 62 still not shown up? He recalled the computer screen at the cafe. If there's a donation or comment from the ID anonymous viewer 62, let me know immediately. Tell me no matter the circumstances. Neon had nodded. Ah. Yeah. Got it. He thought. Since Neon hasn't contacted me, I guess I should just keep streaming. A message from Guihun popped up ready. Neon smiled. Then next, we will proceed with PvP. Today's content is... In front of Guihun was a massive matchmaking orb for duels. This is Hack's first time playing duel mode, Cha Seongjeon added. If that's the case, he'll be starting with unranked placement matches. Ah, for those who don't know, there are a total of 8 tiers in Reverse Planet. And to enter the bronze tier, you must win 10 placement matches. Statistically, it takes an average player about 2 hours, and a pro player about 30 minutes. Comments, turns out I'm below average. This game has a lot of bug tier players, so luck in matchmaking is also very important. A notification popped up: mission promote to bronze within 30 minutes. Reward 500,000 won. Neon was excited. Oh, a message from Neon. Hey. This is awesome. The first mission is here. Can you win 10 matches in a row within 30 minutes? Comments. Wow, pretty confident. Do you think going pro is easy? If this isn't arrogant, what is? Unbeatable Google. Neon continued. This is really exciting, isn't it? Cha Seongjeon nodded. Yes. Will Hack succeed, everyone? Please watch until the end. The system announced matchmaking for PvP duel. Unranked solo successful. Zone 6 residential area. 10 seconds before round 1 begins. Cha suddenly leaned forward in surprise. Huh, he brought a weapon I've never seen before. Guihun was in a ready stance. The man in black stepped back, thinking. He's using a melee skill. If I just keep my distance, I win easily. He didn't know how much he had underestimated Hack. The countdown began. Round 1 started. The man summoned his power and shouted, "Ice explosion!" A long scar ran down his face. Guihun's body moved swiftly, appearing right behind the man in black. In a split second, the man's body was shattered. System round 1 ended. Winner Baek Guihun. Loser hidden. Current score. Baek Guihun 1-0 hidden. System next match. The man shouted. Another bug surrender. I surrender. System anonymous surrendered. Duel ended. Overall winner Guihun. Overall loser anonymous. System match 1. Guihun continuously used his sword to parry. The man looked terrified and yelled, "My darkness!" Before he could finish his sentence, Guihun easily took him down. System. Current score Baek Guihun 2-0. Melon Brad. Overall winner Guihun. System Guihun entered the third match. A large man with a long scar on his face appeared. Die System current score Baek Guihun 2-0. Guinea pig eating hay. Overall winner Guihun. The man in the fourth match didn't fare any better. The system continuously displayed 11 minutes ago victory. PvP duel unranked 2-0. 8 minutes ago victory. PvP duel unranked 2-0. 6 minutes ago victory. 2-0. 3 minutes ago victory. 2-0. Nayeon and Cha Seongjeon were astounded. The time it took for Guihun to win 10 consecutive matches was only 20 minutes. His character model remained completely unscathed. System Baek Guihun promoted to bronze tier. Nayeon looked blank. This is terrifying. How should I say this? I feel left behind. Cha laughed awkwardly. 10 consecutive wins in 20 minutes. Comments. What the hell is this? Is he crazy? Feels like a record-breaking wall. The pros must be sweating. To sum it up in one word. GOAT. Cha Seongjeon continued. The time is absurd. But what's even more surprising is the match record. Usually, when facing counter skills or high risks, performance fluctuates. The interviewer waved his hand. I have a hard time dealing with Flame. He continued. But with Hack. No matter what skills his opponents have, he maintains perfect form, completely unwavering throughout the match. Literally, the more he fights, the stronger he gets. Notification Pinecone donated 500,000 won. Wow, how does he do that? Nayeon was thrilled. Thank you. Pinecone, this is really highly anticipated. I wonder how he will perform in the upcoming ranked matches. Cha smiled. Me too, but I'm also a little worried. She asked. Why? He continued. After all, he's streaming. So he's prone to getting stream sniped, isn't he? Well, the success rate for sniping isn't high anyway, so hopefully, it's just needless worry. Comments. If you plant a flag. System matchmaking for PvP duel. Ranked solo successful. Zone 11. Cemetery. Asterisk. A man appeared. Oh, alright. I finally met this thick-skinned hack. Watch closely. Bros. Watch me teach this hacker a lesson. Comments. Did he really get sniped right after ranking up? What do we do? Super expert hacker hack. Ha ha ha. See guys, this is the average level of those dung beetles. The developers said he isn't a hacker. But he's too persistent. Guihun's face darkened as he prepared to draw his sword. Cha said. Hack isn't reacting to the provocation at all. Nayeon replied. I told him to just ignore people like this. Her cheeks flushed slightly. And also? Cha cut in. It's starting. System round 1 begins. Leo's body screamed in agony. He suddenly leaped into the air with a brilliant glow. Leo's face twisted in excitement as he yelled, Die! Comments didn't land a single hit. Talked about teaching a lesson but got taught one instead. Daddy is still your daddy. All talk. Guihun tilted his body. He seemed confident. So I was on guard. His arm swiftly swung his blade across Leo's body. Just a waste of time. System round 1 ended. Winner Guihun. Loser Anonymous. Current score. Guihun 1-0 Anonymous. Leo grimaced in pain and muttered, Monster? System, the next round will begin immediately. Round 2 will begin in 10 seconds. Leo gritted his teeth. At this rate, I'll lose again. I have to use it. System round 2 begins. Electricity surged across the man's body. Before Guihun stood a powerful current of electricity. Something's up. The electricity running through his body unexpectedly struck a rock. Guihun thought. Sharper and stronger than before. Moving more efficiently. Like a different person. Leo yelled excitedly. See you, hacker. He continuously attacked Guihun. I let you win the first round. Guihun crossed his arms to block his face. So it is him? Nayeon spoke up. I remember now. But if you meet a troll who provokes you. She smiled. Crush him. That's what I said. Guihun's eyes suddenly turned pitch black. Instantly, power radiated from his body. What is this? Suddenly the air. No. There's nothing to be afraid of. Anyone can see I have the overwhelming advantage. Leo charged forward. Don't act so cool. Guihun quickly jumped away from his position. He lightly slid his blade across the man's body. Leo's eyes widened. Freezing up, unable to resist. Furious. He spun around. Once again, the blade sliced across Leo's arm. He threw a punch with power concentrated in his palm. Guihun didn't hesitate. Swinging his sword upward. Leo could only look down, gritting his teeth as tears streamed down his face. The screen still showed the ongoing match. Neon laughed sheepishly. Everyone probably didn't expect this. Cha was also incredibly surprised, replying awkwardly. Yes, Neon said. It looks like he's intentionally avoiding the finishing blow. Right, Cha continued. I think you're right. The mechanics god is truly following Miss Neon's advice to the letter. She laughed nervously. Well, of course. I told him to completely crush him, but... Comments, a monster created by Jung Nyeon. Scary woman. Anyway, it's all because Jung Nyeon gave him that advice. I'm scared of what advice she'll give next. Lol, Leo slumped to the ground. What the hell are you? Guihun said coldly. I'll return those words to you. As he finished speaking, his blade finally swung down, ending round 2. System final score. Guihun 2-0 anonymous. Winner Baek Guihun. Loser anonymous. After that, Baek Guihun continued his winning streak with unstoppable momentum, instantly surpassing 30 consecutive wins. Neon announced, he's reached gold rank. Cha continued, I never thought he would set a 30-win streak record on his very first broadcast. Comments. I literally held my breath watching this. This is what you call a smurf. What did you eat to get so strong? Could you please show us your build? Please, Neon thought, revealing his build. Most people hesitate to do that. Should I ask him? She sent a message, Guihun. By the way, could you reveal your build if you don't want to? You can decline. He replied, sure. Why not? Neon announced. Everyone, the mechanics god says he will reveal his build. I'll compile it and post it on the community board after the broadcast. Cha Songjun was shocked. Really? Comments, huh? He's actually revealing his build. I only asked hoping for a miracle, and he's actually doing it. Isn't revealing your build a sensitive issue? That means he's just that confident. Neon bowed. Then we'll see you in the next broadcast. Cha Seongjun also bowed. Thank you for watching for so long, he said excitedly. But seriously, this is insane. Neon laughed loudly. Right, a full dive AI, a 30-win streak, and even revealing his build. The community boards are going to explode. At this rate, won't he set a new record? What's the current record for the highest consecutive win streak? Cha answered. Currently, the record for the most consecutive wins in duel mode is held by the player Butler. With 76 wins, that record was set when he was grinding on his alt account. Neon was excited. Anyway, it would be great if Guihun sets a new record. No. If it's Guihun, he definitely will. Besides, Cha continued, if it's Butler, who is famous for his competitive nature, he probably already has his eyes on the mechanics god. Fingers slowly clicked a mouse. On the screen was a reverse planet community. Scrolling up continuously, the fingers moved the mouse very slowly. Report result notification. The player you reported has been penalized. Detection of illegal/unauthorized programs. A permanent ban has been issued according to the terms of service. Butler rested his chin on his hand and suddenly sighed. Looking somewhat frustrated, on the screen was a comment. Honestly, even Butler couldn't break this record. He read the text. Even Butler couldn't break it. He smiled, finding it amusing. A morning a few days later. The second broadcast. Guihun was deep in thought. Anonymous viewer 62 still hasn't shown up during the last broadcast. Does that mean I'm still missing something? Suddenly, a sweet voice broke the silence. Junior. Lee Sujin waved at him happily. She looked as beautiful as ever. With a radiant smile. Comments Sujin full dive AI is amazing. Reverse planet is unmatched. Looks worthy of the top 3 NPCs in RP. She is seriously too pretty. She said, this is your first field mission. Aren't you nervous? He replied. The field mission came a bit faster than I expected. But I'm fine. A new quest window popped up as soon as I logged into the game. System, your first field mission has been assigned. Change into combat gear and report to the designated location. I didn't expect a cadet agent to get a field mission already. It's a good thing I could skip the training since this is a game. So, what's the field mission this time? Sujin explained. We need to completely eradicate the invasive entities inside the reverse world and seal its spatial anomaly. We received reports that they might become aggressive. It's another location abandoned by the corporations. We intended to ignore them since they are sometimes useful for extermination. But I didn't expect them to just stir things up and toss them aside when they could no longer make a profit. Guihun thought. As expected. What the corporations do here and there is exactly the same. Anyway, the invasive entities are small insect types, threat level low. He pondered. They are weak, but there are a lot of them. So dealing with them is annoying. A masked soldier saluted. Loyalty Sergeant Park Jun, are you the awakened from the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau? Sujin showed her ID. Yes, thank you for your hard work, he replied. Confirmed, you may enter. The doors slowly opened to reveal the inside. Scary. I've never seen a portal appear in an abandoned factory. Guihun looked up. No wonder it looked familiar. I saw this in the other world too. But, back then, I was certain it was medium scale, not small. He hesitated. Is something wrong? Sujin spoke up. Shall we go in? Suddenly, a loud voice interrupted. Well, look who it is, Cho. Awakened affiliated with JM Corporation. What brings our senior Lee Sujin to such a small-scale portal? Sujin asked in confusion. Choi Hyung-cheon, why are you? The man walked up and replied. I'm surprised too. You know what, I didn't expect my mission location to overlap with yours. Senior, she retorted. You gave up and threw it away. And now you say it's a mission. Yeah. Don't tell me you're scheming something, Choi Hyung-cheon replied. Scheming? That hurts my feelings. By the way, who is this, a newly joined junior instead of suffering pointlessly at the bureau? Why don't you try joining a corporation? Sujin cut him off. Choi Hyung-cheon. Her eyes narrowed. Don't cross the line. He laughed and stepped back. All right, I get it. Since I'm yielding this reverse world to you, take good care of it, senior. Choi Hyung-cheon laughed loudly as he left. Good luck, Guihun asked. Who was that? Sujin held her forehead. He was the first cadet agent I was in charge of. My blood sugar is dropping. After he was recruited by a corporation and left, he started spreading malicious rumors about the bureau. Cha said. Isn't this the first time the relationship between Sujin and Choi Hyung-cheon has been revealed in such detail? Nayeon added. This is my first time seeing this too. Usually, they just vaguely mention that something bad happened between them. He said. It seems like a broader narrative is being provided, thanks to the full dive AI. Comments. It'll be a massive hidden story if it gets fully revealed. Maybe planet Earth was hiding something. Sujin stepped forward. We should stop this depressing talk and head inside now, Guihun replied. All right. Outside. The gate glowed, indicating they had entered. Then let's begin the plan. 20 minutes later. Inside the reverse world, Guihun's dark eyes coldly wiped the blood from his face. In front of him was Sujin, slumped against a tree trunk. A red-wrapped candy lay on the ground next to a pool of blood. Just a few minutes ago, Guihun and Sujin had stepped through the portal. She walked ahead, warning him about the gate. This is the passage to the reverse world. Once you step through the warp gate on the other side, you will enter the reverse world. Guihun nodded and walked without hesitation. Understood. It's exactly like the other world. Suddenly, a violent tremor prevented them from stepping through the gate. Drawing from his experience, Guihun quickly realized. An anomaly. Sujin was sucked into the gate, only managing to leave behind the word, Junior. The light from it gradually enveloped her body. Watch out. After passing through the gate, it's a dense, foggy forest. Guihun looked around, assessing the situation. This is a forest. Was I just separated from Lee Sujin? It's common for passages to collapse due to external tremors. First, he lightly twirled the knife in his hand, preparing to wipe out the swarm of spiders. His sharp eyes showed determination. I should deal with these first, then go find Sujin. Elsewhere. Someone summoned lightning into the palm of their hand. Sujin unleashed the power, ensuring not a single spider could escape the scattering lightning. They vanished almost instantly. Seeing how persistent the spiders were, she felt helpless. They just keep coming, no matter how many I kill. Besides, looking at the scale of this forest, this place seems closer to a medium-scale reverse world than a small-scale one. Sujin sighed in frustration. As expected, something is fishy. While she was distracted, Choi Hyung-cheon launched a sneak attack from behind. I hope Junior is okay? Very quickly, Sujin noticed, despite trying to dodge in time. She still took the hit. What? Sujin backed away, keeping her distance. The man chuckled. Sujin couldn't believe he would do this. Choi Hyung-cheon, why did you? He smirked sarcastically. Should I say we're on a secret mission? I'm just following orders. So don't hold a grudge against me. She was in so much pain it was hard to stand. This is ridiculous. The wound is too deep. I need to get out of here right now. Thinking fast, Lee Sujin unleashed lightning as a distraction. Sharp rocks protruded to block their path, a rock shield, and immediately exploded, sending everyone flying. Seizing the opportunity, Sujin fled quickly. Choi Hyung-cheon cursed angrily. You idiots! Go after her. Despite her efforts, she was still too slow. To increase her chances of escaping, Sujin clasped her hands, using her electricity. She spread her arms, creating a lightning spear. Gripping the spear tightly, she prepared to fight. Using all her remaining strength, she performed a backward roll and hurled the lightning. The blast caused the ground beneath them to explode. In the nick of time, she found an escape route. Hey, you bastard, why didn't you block her, damn it? We lost her because of you. Choi Hyung-cheon ordered rapidly. Hurry, search up ahead. After they left, Lee Sujin finally emerged. She sighed in relief. If it weren't for that kill cave, I would have been in big trouble. Regardless. A secret mission. What is this corporation plotting? Meanwhile, on Guihun's end, he had the fans going wild. That's it. Why are they getting one-shotted? Looks like he's already killed dozens of them. He looked at the footprints on the ground decisively. I can definitely sense Sujin's presence here. He slightly lowered his head and realized something had happened. Suddenly, a familiar dark aura appeared nearby. Guihun quickly recognized it and ran toward her voice. His speed outpaced the tracking beacon. Sujin was tightly coiled by a massive centipede. Sujin is in danger. How did she lose to bugs? By the way, does anyone know how he knew she was here and ran straight to her? Without a single wasted movement, Guihun charged in. With just a few simple slashes, he saved her from it. Guihun caught Sujin so she wouldn't hit the ground hard. He laid her down and asked, "Are you okay?" Lee Sujin called out weakly. "Junior." Guihun quickly noticed an anomaly. A veteran like Sujin wouldn't be defeated by ordinary insects. This is a wound caused by an ability. Assessing the situation, he guessed exactly which awakened could have done this. Was it Choi Hyung-cheon? She nodded. Yes. It seems he followed right behind us. Outside, Naeun felt confused. Doesn't everyone find this weird? Choi Hyung-cheon usually ambushes much later. The chat agreed. He attacks during the corporation-related storyline. But it already happened. Something is going on? She turned to ask Cha Seong-jun. Is this because of the full dive AI's influence? He thought the same. For now, that's the only guess we can make. A hidden storyline. How interesting. Let's keep watching for now. Inside, Sujin's face was flushed. I barely managed to shake him off, but I don't know when he'll return to ambush me. Moreover, if I use my ability, there's a risk my position will be exposed. So, Junior, you should escape first. Guihun had other plans. Let me bandage your wound first. Hide for a bit. I'll go deal with them and come back. She disagreed and immediately stopped him. No. Choi Hyung-cheon is a veteran awakened. You can't face him alone. Guihun cut her off. It's fine. He nodded, assuring her. I have a plan. At the same time, by the riverbank, Choi Hyung-cheon's group was gathered. Where the hell is she hiding? He sighed and assigned tasks. Anyway, she can't get far in that condition. So, search this valley. Meanwhile, I'll go down and find the target. Suddenly, something caught Choi Hyung-cheon's eye. He swung his fiery arms to attack defensively. Guihun put on an incredibly innocent face and begged. Wait a minute. The man retracted his fangs and asked, Are you Sujin's junior? Before answering, Guihun complained. I survived. I didn't expect the passage to suddenly collapse, separating me from senior Sujin. Do you know what happened? The viewers were amazed. What is this acting? Even without seeing his face, I can tell. His acting skills are top-notch. Rest in peace. Choi Hyung-cheon. Oh. He feigned friendliness, placing a hand on Guihun's shoulder. You still don't know, right? Well, the thing is. Hyung-cheon laughed and lunged forward. The two of you will reunite if you go to sleep for a bit. Blood splattered wildly through the air. Before he could even comprehend what was happening, Guihun had turned him into a human shish kebab. By the time Hyung-cheon realized, he was trembling and coughing up blood. Cough. You bastard! The chat was loving it. Getting stabbed by that thing is exactly what he deserves. Such precision. He clutched his wound and fell to his knees, causing his worried teammates to run over. What's wrong? What happened? Meanwhile, Guihun quickly slipped away. A teammate caught Youngchun. Oh my god. Hey, are you okay? Guihun successfully blended into the bushes. The man supporting him shouted, "Let me bandage this." Go after that guy. Kang Jin immediately drew his weapon and chased after Guihun. Understood. He ventured deep into the forest, unaware that Guihun was watching him from afar, perched on a nearby branch. Damn it. Where did he go? As Kang Jin looked around, a dark shadow suddenly appeared behind him. He couldn't have gone far. Like a gust of wind, Guihun appeared right behind the man. What the? Kang Jin tried to calm himself down. Did a bird just startle me? But Guihun quickly struck before he could even form a suspicion. Back at the river, the teammate was trying to stop the bleeding. Hey, stay awake. I stopped the bleeding. You just need to get out and get treated. Suddenly, a flash of light fell from the sky, striking Youngchun directly in his wound, causing him to spurt blood from his mouth. The teammate looked around and yelled, "You crazy bastard!" Guihun stepped closer to them. Seeing him, the man stood up, asking warily, "Where is my teammate?" He received only silence from Guihun. Guihun raised the sword in his hand as an answer. The man recognized it as his teammate's sword. Unable to control his rage, he unleashed a skill and charged. "You!" He launched rocks as sharp as knives. "I'll get my revenge." Unfazed, Guihun gracefully sliced through all the rocks with a single swing. The man refused to give up and unleashed another skill. Not yet. He activated it, causing the ground beneath them to heave. Chunks of earth and large boulders were launched at Guihun. Earthquake. Guihun calmly observed his surroundings, then quickly chopped down a nearby tree. Using the stump as a pivot and leaning the trunk against another tree, he created a makeshift shield that perfectly protected him from being buried by the earthquake. Seeing this, the man roared in anger. "You monster!" While Guihun was hiding behind the log, a sharp rock shot up nearby. A massive boulder was launched toward Guihun rock shell, but he quickly dodged it. Guihun's face remained expressionless as he watched the boulder hurtling closer. A fragment of rock managed to pierce Guihun's arm. Seeing Guihun suddenly charge at him, the man continuously launched rocks in self-defense. "Don't come any closer!" Guihun drew his second sword. With one slash, then two, he cleaved the massive boulders in half. Finally, in the blink of an eye, he finished off the unfortunate soul. The man trembled, unable to believe it, unable to even speak, as a notification appeared before him. Guihun sheathed his sword and let out a light breath. Phew! The comments went crazy, insane. Absolutely crazy. I held my breath watching that. Respect for the ambush. Neon watched, completely stunned. She broke into a cold sweat. With just one core element, 1v3 against the hounds, while Cha Seongjeon beside her was lost in a trance of admiration and awe. Comments, feels like hitting a wall, but the hounds are in the first mission. Is this difficulty even right? My jaw's on the floor. He's not just playing around. Guihun looked at the wound he had just received. I ambushed 2 of them and still got injured like this. I'm still lacking compared to how I was in the other world. He didn't dwell on it much. Let's check the surroundings. Guihun checked Choi Hyungcheon's phone and found a message. The target will be escorted to the reverse planet and captured. P to be mentioned. If impossible, termination is permitted. He read the message while searching the bodies. Nothing else. The only message is about Sujin. The investigation will be handed over to the Bureau. Equipment details popped up. Returning blade effect 1 slightly increases blade sharpness. Effect 2. When thrown, it can return to the user's hand at will. Effects only apply in PvE. Bracelet of the Mind Effect 1 enhances psychic skill power. Effect 2 reduces psychic skill cooldown. When thrown, it can return to the user's hand at will. Hermit's Necklace. Effect 1 can use Black Arsenal. Effect 2 store equipment at any time. Effects only apply in PvE. Holding the returning blade, Guihun thought. I can check the effects immediately. It really is a game. Over there. We had to guess the effects through trial and error. He then tossed the 3 swords into his subspace inventory. Anyway, that's taken care of for now. I need to hurry, Guihun thought. I have to conquer the reverse planet before Sujin's wound worsens. Sujin frowned, dazed for a moment, Facing her now was a giant scorpion monster. Boss entity Emperor Scorpion. Sujin clutched her wound and let out an ironic laugh. Well? This is just terrible luck. Coming to this exact place. Should I call it lucky, she thought to herself. If it had gone to my junior instead. Suddenly, it swung its pincer to attack. She gathered energy in her hands, preparing to strike. Somehow, I have to take care of this myself. Sujin charged, ready for a life-or-death struggle with the scorpion. Electricity sparked from her hands. Ah! But before she could unleash her attack, its pincer suddenly fell to the ground, taking Sujin by surprise. Emerging from the dust, someone was standing on the scorpion. Guihun looked incredibly cool, holding a sword in one hand, his foot pressing down on the blade embedded in the beast. He asked, "Are you okay?" Lee Sujin was still dazed, looking up with sparkling eyes. "Junior?" Comments popped off. Sujin OMG, fighting a boss in that condition. He took care of the grunts, the elites, and now the boss Guihun noticed the cracks appearing in the sky. The reverse planet is starting to close. Guihun jumped down beside her. You really took down the hounds all by yourself. You did it, she said. Let's get out of here. I'll carry you. Neon commented. He finished it while the passage was collapsing. It started closing before they escaped. Yeah. The screen showed Guihun carrying Lee Sujin on his back. Cha Seongjeon continued. That's right, so we have to escape before we get trapped. Guihun instructed her. Hold on tight. Sujin replied from his back. Okay. Beneath the shattering sky, Guihun carried Sujin toward the spatial portal. A series of notifications appeared. Clear completed. Earned 1 psychic point. Level up. Earned 1 psychic point. At the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau headquarters, Director Kim Cheon asked. Is it true that Sujin was attacked by Corporate Awakened? Guihun replied. Yes, it's true. He rubbed his head. Those corporate bastards. They've finally crossed the line. So what happened to them? Guihun replied. I took care of all of them. Kim Cheon looked up. Took care of them, how could you, alone? He recalled a past memory. Ah, Kim Cheon asked. Do you have any usable evidence? Guihun placed the phone on the table. Their phone. The messages show the orders, but the rest is encrypted, Kim Cheon told him. Good, that will make the investigation easier. Leave the rest to us and get some rest. Guihun stood up and replied. I'll be going. Seeing him walk away looking sullen and dissatisfied, Kim Cheon called out, Wait. He gave Guihun a small reminder. There will definitely be an opportunity next time, Kim Cheon advised. Until then, you must be patient. Understand, Guihun looked down and replied. Understood. A notification panel popped up. First field mission completed. Level up. Received 1 feature point. Please select your second core element. Neon sat with Cha, marveling. The first field mission is already over, Cha said. A much flashier spectacle than I expected. Ha 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 ha. She looked at her tablet in surprise. The viewers must be very satisfied, huh? Notification, anonymous viewer. 62 has privately donated 3 million won. Congratulations on clearing the first portal. This is a special quest. Neon immediately sent a message to Guihun. Anonymous viewer 62 just donated and left a message. He donated 3 million won, that's amazing. Seeing this, Guihun muttered. Finally. Her messages kept coming. I'll send you a screenshot. Now, I'm going to give you a special quest. Please end the stream first. Guihun was suspicious. A special quest now that I think about it. He mentioned that before. So, he's going to tell me after the stream. Alright. A series of comments from anonymous viewer 62 appeared. Hello Guihun. It's great to see you again. How does it feel to return to real life? I have prepared something special for you. Guihun glanced to the side. Thanks for passing the message. Let's continue the stream. Neon quickly sent him an OK sticker. Outside the game, Cha Seongjeon suddenly turned and whispered, Miss Neon, is something wrong? She was momentarily startled and replied, Ah, no, sorry. Neon was flustered, blushing deeply as she thought. So Seongjeon didn't see this donation window. Well, it was a private donation. I'll figure this out later. Let's focus on the stream for now. She regained her composure and cheered excitedly. Now, let's continue today's stream. Let's ride this momentum and jump into PvP, this startled Cha. Yes. Holding her tablet. Neon narrated. In the last PvP duel, the nuclear hack god went on an insane winning streak and blew up the leaderboards. Xiangjun agreed. That's right. So what are we doing for a PvP today? She hesitated before saying. Today's PvP is Conflict, which has 4 modes. Players pick one and fight 5v5 in a best-of-3 format. A flurry of comments immediately appeared. Conflict, we're not doing duels. I was looking forward to the duel win streak. Seriously, are you kidding me? Are they not continuing because they're scared of losing their streak? Neon seemed to have anticipated this, offering an awkward smile. As expected, some people are objecting, but once they see it, I bet they'll change their minds. After a moment, she winked and announced, "Now, let's begin." Inside the game, the system announced PvP Conflict Standard Escort, matchmaking successful. The attacking team of 5 players loaded in, eagerly greeting each other. "Hello, let's have a good game. Let's do our best." Songjun was quite surprised by this scenario. So, our first match is Escort in Escort mode. The attacking team pushes the payload to the objective, and the defending team tries to stop them. Neon turned to him with a giant question mark on her face. This is the first time we're seeing a 5v5 team match. Can the nuclear hack god uphold his reputation? Then, the system voice echoed. Round 1 begins. The vehicle's wheels started rolling down the road. 2 people stood on the vehicle to protect the payload. 1 walked behind for safety, and 2 took the lead. "Let's go, time to fight, everyone." Guihun suddenly stopped and turned to look behind him. Seeing this, Xiangjun wondered. He's stopping. Guihun was currently using his sharp eyes to observe everything around him. Neon guessed. It looks like he's planning to flank, Cha confirmed immediately. That's right. Usually, players stick close to the payload. But, if a player has the skills, flanking isn't a bad idea. But normally, stalling 5 people alone isn't easy. As soon as he finished speaking, Guihun was already leaping through the alleys. A viewer commented. But, if it's the nuclear hack god, maybe, watching his lightning-fast movements, they deduced it's not a ranked match. It's unranked. They're all beginners. It'll be effective. Why not assume there are some smurfs here? Everyone watched Guihun's position on the map in awe. Incredible speed. He's about to engage the defending team. Before long, Guihun drew his sword, hovering in the air right above the defending team's heads. He swung his arm back, pulling out a dagger, and hurled it straight down. Instantly, the player it locked onto was hit, blood splattering, making his teammates scream in shock. "What the hell?" the blonde player yelled in panic. "It's a flanker." As soon as the words left his mouth, another streak of light flashed across his neck. The system instantly displayed Baek Guihun eliminated. 2 Baek Guihun eliminated, nor prison food, as the guy collapsed to the ground with a thud. Guihun landed, terrifying the remaining players. "What the hell is our team doing?" They watched him slowly draw the sword from his back, and discussed hastily. "I'll hold him off, you guys focus on the payload." Okay. Then a barrage of notifications popped up. Baek Guihun eliminated Potato Heaven. Baek Guihun eliminated Grey Wangzun. Baek Guihun eliminated Swimming Elephant. Guihun's teammates read the feed in bewildered panic. What is going on? Elimination notifications kept rolling in. In an instant, the system updated. Round 1 ends with the attacking team's victory. The players dropped their jaws, muttering, "It's over already." The comment section was also in an uproar. Look at his teammates' reactions. I'd be so annoyed if the match ended before I even saw an enemy's face. If you have a carry like that, you should be grateful. Outside, Neon leaned close to the screen, agreeing. We knew he would carry the team, but it ended so fast. It's kind of disappointing. Cha compared. Today he feels even faster than usual. Right? Maybe he's in a rush to do something. She laughed and replied. Who knows, let's keep watching. Inside the game, Guihun threw a punch at a grappled player. The guy slumped to the ground in an instant, surrounded by already defeated players. Explosions continuously went off around the Conquest Fortress walls. Team members from the opposing group were desperately unleashing their skills to stop Guihun, cursing him out. What the hell is that bastard doing? Stop him. But nothing could stop the god of war. He single-handedly dodged their attacks and leaped high into the air. Guihun quickly logged the 2 players out of the game. Tiny red and white pixels constantly fell before his eyes. Before long, a blood-spattered flag was raised. Objective captured. And just like that, Baek Gui-hun swept the battlefield with an overwhelming pentakill and swiftly ended every match. The information panel popped up again. Anonymous viewer 62 has privately donated 3 million won. You worked hard today. Now I will give you a special quest. Open the new system of Reverse Planet while you play the game. Seeing the money, Neon's eyes sparkled like stars. Thrilled, she thought. Another 3 million. She sent a message to him. Gui-hun again. Again, anonymous viewer 62 donated with a message. 300 million. Should we use this to host a subscriber event, or take the team out to eat, or maybe upgrade our equipment? Gui-hun replied vaguely. Yeah. Just send the screenshot. After reading it, he muttered. The new system while you play. So basically, I have no choice but to keep playing PvE or PvP. He closed his eyes and looked up. Visibly exhausted, Gui-hun squinted slightly, telling himself, for now, I'll just play along with his wishes. A few days later, on the third day of the Nuclear Hack God's Exploration segment, he was walking into the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau's combat training area. A message from Sujin arrived. Junior, I'm injured, so I won't be able to instruct you for a while. Therefore, I found a replacement come to the training area. I'll introduce you to them. Neon asked curiously. Who could the replacement be? Cha Seong-jeon guessed. Considering the Nuclear Hack God's reputation, they'll probably assign a famous agent. The others commented. Maybe Kim Chaeon will take over? No way, he looked really busy last time. It's either Kim Hana or Jang Ho-jang. At that moment, Sujin raised her bandaged arm and called out. Junior, you're here. Gui-hun walked over and asked. Are you feeling better? She teased. Thanks to you. But I think someone else will have to take on the instructor role. Then someone approached, catching Gui-hun's attention. Sujin quickly said, Here she is. Her feet stepped slowly on the lush green grass. A woman with short hair and a badass outfit introduced herself. Hi, I'm Kim Hana. The comments section was treated to another surprise. Oh, Kim Hana first Sujin. Now Hana. So jealous. Man. I don't want you to have it this good, but I still prefer Sujin. I have a difference in taste between Sujin and Hana. That's the truth. He nodded politely in greeting. Pleasure to meet you. I am Baek Gui-hun. In his heart, he thought. Kim Hana? Skill-wise, she's only second to Kim Chaeon. She's definitely number 2 at the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau. Back in the other world, she was once a dangerous enemy. Sujin said playfully. Ah. Alright. Since you two have been introduced, I'm leaving. I wasn't even supposed to be here in the first place. Hearing that, Hana frowned and scolded her. What, you said you got permission to go? Sujin immediately spun around and ran off, shouting back. I'll leave him to you. Bye. Hana stood there yelling. Sujin, get back here. A second later, she vanished from the area, leaving the two of them standing there staring at each other in silence. Hana blushed in embarrassment but still had to strike up a conversation. I heard you use a sword. Do you prefer long swords or daggers? Gui-hun glanced over and replied. I use both. She rubbed her chin, thinking. Both. I wonder what his skill level is. Suddenly, Hana suggested, how about a little spar? Hearing that, Cha Seong-jeon broke into a heavy sweat. Neon looked over and asked, what's wrong? He widened his eyes, struggling to speak. The way this is unfolding is very strange. She looked down at the screen, puzzled. Sparring with Kim Hana, isn't it normal for sword users to spar with each other? At this moment, the two of them were holding their weapons, staring each other down. Cha stammered. Yes, but not every player uses a sword. This setup is only happening because the Nuclear Hack God is the protagonist. Neon's jaw dropped upon realizing this, her face turning pale. The commentators were also stunned. What, that gives me chills. Tell me. Most of them are ability users. This AI is seriously crazy. What is it? Everyone watched Gui-hun swing his sword forward and discussed excitedly. Even if it's an advanced AI, I think it's changing the direction of the story. But this progression is completely different from other players' experiences. Does this mean this game? Depending on the player's actions, the story can unfold in completely different ways. Gui-hun's pupils gleamed with a golden hue. Looking incredibly dangerous, Hana instantly raised her sword to her face, the purple in her eyes also showing a readiness for battle. These things feel almost like reality. Hana suggested using only swords for the spar. No special abilities. Guihun stood there, refusing. That won't work. My ability is physical enhancement, and it's always active, so even now it's active. She settled into a defensive stance and replied. Ah, if that's the case, I'll use my ability too. Hana smirked and slowly said, then. Guihun maintained his calm and cold demeanor. The moment the word begin was spoken, she dashed right in front of him. A blinding flash of light shot past Hana's eyes. Guihun quickly spun to dodge the attack. He immediately swung his weapon to push her back. Hana stumbled a few steps, but used her toes to drag against the ground to regain her balance. A second later, she gathered momentum and sprinted forward at high speed. Hana delivered a powerful, decisive strike, knocking Guihun backward. Watching this, Cha exclaimed. Kim Hana, as expected, she's not overhyped. She's really strong. Neon chimed in. That must be the wind god playstyle, right? Meanwhile, Hana leaped into the air, surrounded by blue streams of light, pointing the tip of her sword at Guihun. Cha replied to Neon. Half right, half wrong. The wind god playstyle was inspired by Kim Hana, but the nuclear hack god is also impressive, isn't he? He's not getting overwhelmed by Kim Hana's speed. A second later, she attacked relentlessly, but none of her strikes could land on Guihun. The commentators were extremely excited. Whoa, no joke, isn't this a side quest? Why is he so good? Watching this makes me want to learn swordsmanship. Suddenly, Hana paused, her eyes widening in extreme surprise. She looked at Guihun's cold face and evaluated him mentally. Not only is he fast, but he exploits openings very accurately. Hana flashed a mysterious smile and said, it seems I'll have to use a bit more of my true strength. Immediately, she channeled more energy into her sword, thrusting it right in front of Guihun's face. The accumulating mana grew larger, emitting blue rings of light forward. Hana held her weapon steady, murmuring, as expected. She looked at a web that had just been destroyed by it, and Guihun's spinning posture, then continued. I thought you would dodge. The commentators' chat was bustling again, as expected. Kim Hana is terrifying. Is the nuclear hack god still not on her level? The nuclear hack god has only unlocked 2 core elements. If he unlocks one more, can he match her? Probably needs more. Hana raised an eyebrow, praising him. You're much better than I thought. Guihun nodded modestly. Thank you. In his heart, he thought, if this were a real battle, my win rate would be less than 20%. As I thought, I'm still lacking compared to the other world. She suddenly asked, where did you learn swordsmanship? Guihun looked down. To be honest, I'm self-taught. Hana gasped in surprise. Self-taught and you reached this level, good. Follow me, there's a place I want to show you. The system updated, spar with Kim Hana. Completed. You have leveled up. The scene transitioned to a place filled with weapons hung on the walls. Guihun guessed. This place is... Hana looked at the pile of weapons before them, and introduced it. This is the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau's armory. Kim Hiwoo, an assistant from the Extra-Dimensional Management Bureau's support team, cheerfully spoke up. You mentioned that Mr. Guihun would need a suitable weapon. Hana glanced at Guihun and confirmed. Yes, that's right. Although I have a weapon I'm using, there's no need to continue using one without abilities. After saying that, she thought, I think. Hiwoo quickly bowed and replied, then feel free to pick one. I'll head out. After he left, Hana waved her hand and said, now it's time for you to choose. Guihun scanned the room, rubbing his chin in thought. There are fewer valuable items than I thought. He stood in front of the vampiric spear Dragos and checked its stats. Effect 1 enhances the spear's slashing power. Effect 2 absorbs blood from the spearhead to heal HP. Effect 3 controlled healing. All effects only apply in PvE, he muttered. I think this is a high-quality item. I'll take this. Suddenly, something else caught Guihun's attention. Huh? He stared at a sharp object in the back, questioning. That is, it was the soul-devouring sword, Soul Eater, sitting in a corner, drawing Guihun's eyes. It was Soul Eater because of its special effect, absolutely indestructible. Based on the number of souls it has devoured, its slashing power increases, heals HP equivalent to a health potion based on the damage dealt by Soul Eater. 2 other effects are sealed. All effects only apply in PvE. He walked over and picked it up, telling himself, why is an item that should be on the black market here? Did someone originally steal it from the bureau? I didn't expect to find my favorite weapon from the other world here. Seeing this, Hannah asked, have you decided to choose this one? Gui-hun confirmed. Yes, I'll take this. She marveled. A two-handed sword. How interesting. I'll request the ownership to be transferred to you. Neon was bewildered seeing this. What the hell is this? Normally, a two-option weapon should appear at this stage. Everyone shared the same thought. No, this is absurd. Why is a 5-option weapon appearing here? And even though the options are random, only the good ones are attached. When I went to the armory, there was nothing like this. The system quickly announced, user Chowcom Zenga donated 1,001. If all seals are released, that thing will probably become the ultimate weapon. Cha wasn't too surprised. Actually, this isn't the first time the nuclear hack god has received equipment unsuitable for his level. The hermit's necklace he got in the previous broadcast is also a mid-story item. The commentators caused a ruckus. Now that you mention it, it's true I was blinded by the hidden storyline. A hound appeared in the first field mission. Who cares about that? Cha glanced over as Neon continued. Those who know. Reverse Planet has a very clear risk-reward calculation. The harder the challenge, the greater the reward. She wondered. So, because he defeated a hound on his very first sweep, he was able to get the hermit's necklace. He confirmed. Exactly. Furthermore, the nuclear hack god has flawlessly completed everything, from escaping the lab to sparring with Kim Hannah. Neon's eyes sparkled as she muttered. And the reward for that is Soul Eater. Sounds very reasonable. Right. The others immediately agreed. He hinted. Of course, this is currently just a theory. Let's keep watching. Back inside the game, Hannah announced, they said the ownership transfer is complete. Gui-hun put the sword into his subspace inventory and replied. Thank you. Hannah looked up, feeling excited for him. Well, now that you have a new weapon to get used to, shall we go clear a portal? The scene shifted to a desolate, remote mountain area. Gui-hun and Hannah stepped through the portal and arrived at the location. She was frustrated by the cold. Who would have thought the portal would be at the top of a mountain? It had activated naturally. Hannah recalled the guard's words. The gate will appear just a bit higher up. Frowning, she scolded. Scammer, he said just a bit higher. Anyway, this was where beast-type invasive entities based on wolves appeared. The system quickly displayed an image of a wild wolf. Scale difficult. Threat low. Hannah rested her hands on her hips and continued. They have a very strong instinct to protect their territory, so they'll patrol here soon. Gui-hun closed his eyes, mentally comparing them. Beast types, they're tougher than insect types, but everything below rank B is the same. He then spoke up. That saves us the trouble of looking for them. She immediately informed him. If the situation gets dangerous, I'll intervene. But for now, I'll just observe. Good luck. Gui-hun quickly summoned Soul Eater from his black arsenal and replied. Understood. At this time, the wind continued to howl atop the mountain, and the sound of beastly footsteps echoed louder. His pupils sharpened as he heard them. They're here. Gui-hun instantly adopted an attack stance as the wolves charged. He gripped the hilt firmly, swinging it back to gain momentum. This will be the first strike. The words, full power, echoed in Gui-hun's mind as he unleashed a decisive slash right in front of the ferocious wolves. Gui-hun fought the pack of wild beasts alone without a hint of fear. Soon after, a brilliant red light ran along the blade's body. The system-updated Soul Eater's cutting power has increased, the commentators marveled. That's it, perfect score, I told you. Neon also didn't expect him to swing that longsword as lightly as a feather. Cha cried out, making a donation. User Cha donated 50,000 gold. Extraordinary control. Gui-hun gripped the weapon tightly, feeling it, as expected, right from the start. The feeling is completely different from other weapons. Hannah stood behind him, sweating profusely, muttering. Is this? Her face turned pale with suspicion. Heavenly Moon / yeah?